And we are here, Bard. We're online.
We're not
live.
doing the stair. I was like, we're doing the stair. So I was like sitting really still.
I saw that, but this is not the garrison. This is a War of the Broses. Draft is happening right now, folks. Are we excited for the new DLC, for the first show match in the new DLC? Is this the first tournament in the DLC, like tournament-ish?
I think it is. Like
Nice.
I
We
never
win.
heard about anything else running at this moment. It's definitely not a garrison. Like look how much light is behind me. So I'm very obvious in screen. So everybody
Too
can see me.
soon. Too soon.
You need to have some bento to your own, right? You need to make a fool of yourself.
No
good for your
problem.
mental
I've got
health.
that covered. So, real quick, for anyone wondering, with the draft going on, wait, I need to point in that direction. With that draft going on right there, first map will be Enlightened Horizon, and the draft you see there is the old draft, a regular best of 5 draft, because the players will have to pick one of the new civs each game on each side. And Spanish Brothers will be the first to choose. Now let's see what they've chosen.
Yeah, and then the other player can just pick whatever they want, right? So we got one player with the new civ and one player with a civ that he wants. Like he can choose whatever he wants.
I mean, we have one draft and then we have one new civ. Is the point. And since we don't want a mirror in the first 2 matches for the new civs, they have to pick and choose. And Spanish Bros will be the first to decide what they play in the first match.
Yeah, they literally flipped a coin for it.
Yeah, which I think should be fine because it is Enlightened Horizon, so we've got the triple sacred side. That should, in theory, favor Templars a little bit, right? But we also know that there might be some balancing concerns regarding that other civ.
I think it's really hard to predict what's gonna be happening or what's gonna be overpowered or how the game will play out since the new civs just influenced the gameplay. You also had a lot of balance changes. Take for example pro scouts. It's more expensive. The scouts are even slower. On Enlightened Horizon, we even got the points of interest. So we got some more fighting from map control, and I'm not really certain how powerful those points of interest are right now.
It's 45 resources per minute, right? If I remember correctly, 15 food, wood, and gold. So I'd say I take a free villager.
Yeah, sure, but like the runes, which gives you stone. Like the stone is nice, but I think the most important thing is you get a relic from it when the stone mine runs out. Because a relic you can place in a monastery. A relic is there for the entire game. I think fighting for that relic when its stone runs out is way more important than just that little trickle of stone.
Hear me out though. It's 60 stone per minute, right? It is faster than a villager can mine. It's basically 1.5. And you'd get an 80 gold per minute relic from that. But right now, it is infinite stone. So, what do you want? Do you want the stone? Or do you want the gold?
How do you mean infinite stone? Like
if you pop your villager out at the 5-minute mark and you just pop it back in, the timer's reset and you can just continue mining stone. I'm hoping that gets fixed, but
well, those are the little things that I don't know of yet. I did read up on the both civs. I played around a bit in a skirmish with the inner GIF cheats, just to get familiar with the civs and the maps a little bit. But I don't know the ins and the outs yet. So that's why I have you here. You're our B tier caster analyst. You're the one with the in-depth knowledge. I'm just here to hype things up.
Thank you. I totally did die inside just now.
Oh, we only got 80 viewers, right? And it's not Anathan isn't here yet, so he won't have anything to say about it.
I'll just go. Just as he predicted, I just go. Yeah, he's moving his horses around a little bit there, a little bit here, and you provide the why and what because you're my analyst behind the scenes.
Yeah, because he always wanted to be a cowboy. That's why.
let's quickly look at
Yeah.
that draft now that they've
I already have
finished.
the picture in my head of Anatan with a cowboy hat and a lasso, and he's riding around.
Oh,
That's how my head goes.
that gave me a weird. Okay, never mind. Anatan is very attractive. Let's leave it at that. Guys, we've got a draft actually for you. We've got a Ruse first pick and HRE only second pick. Nobody cared for HRE in this 2v2, eh? And we have a French ban from our Spanish bros, and a French first pick. A French ban from our Canada bros, and a French first pick on Canada. So, thoughts on this? We have an English second pick. French English?
Oh, I understand the French ban on the Spanish, but like LucifroN7 is so good because he's so good with the micro on his knights. You still have some other knight shifts, for example, the Roots. You can just play early knights with Roots. They're still pretty strong as well. So I can imagine that they want to ban the strongest cavalry shifts if possible.
On Enlightened Horizon, does this... Okay, naturally it is basically King of the Hill style, but you get 3 sacreds instead of the usual 1. So what would you pick? Of course, naturally, one side can get the Templars. Spanish bros have the first pick on the new Civ, so they decide who picks what. And what would you pair that with? Would you just go Templar Delhi?
Oh, to maximize on the sacred side value, of course, because you get gold from the pilgrims, you get gold from the Dali scholars. You got some
Can you
bonuses from the
hold that
Templar on
though?
sacred sides. I think it's increased range and also increased damage if you're.
It's a Kurotai. It's a Kurotai. So
Yeah.
it's the Castle Age up is the Kurotai for the sacred sides basically. You get 20% damage and you get 1 health per second. And you can build the fortress at, I think the fastest you could push it out realistically would be like 6 minutes.
Because I think you
on a
already get
sacred.
15% range on the fortress, right?
Oh yeah, you get the extra range on the fortress in the influence area. And then you could
Yeah.
get an extra technology that is, I think, fairly expensive for a +1/+1 armor.
Yeah, that's true. That's the C button for me. It's the most right one, but I don't know the name of it yet. But I think it's like Tower Outpost or something.
Look,
But
I'm just happy I know this thing exists. So
yeah, and we see the Delhi already in the map with English. We're gonna get English with
okay.
Lancaster. Are the
Oh
Spanish
my
bro
god.
are on Templar, right?
The Spanish bros do have the pick, so we'll see what they have for us. This is the part where we know if Cow has the new Civ flags as assets, or if he's scrambling to get them in somehow.
Yeah, like I can see a world with Delhi and Lancaster because Lancaster can just go into mass range, then Delhi goes into his Gaussian elephants. You just play the other way around.
Now, the scary part, okay, if you pick Templars, you of course have the 3 choices in Feudal Age. So you can play them as a French variant, which is, I think, the predominant way that people usually just play them. Like you go for the French Age up, and you just make
the middle
your
commander.
slightly worse knights that are a little cheaper. But you also have the sorry.
Oh yeah, no problem. Like we both don't know what we're talking about, so we're just interrupting each other all the time. Trying to say something sensible. But yeah, I saw a lot of top players on Twitch playing the French variant. That's the middle one of the commandeers when you age up to feudal, and it's the Conference, if I remember correctly. And yeah, it's an early knight. It's not as powerful as a French royal knight, but it's not as bad as some other early knights.
Are you hating on sofas right now? Or are you hating on Kashik? You
Yeah.
need to let me know.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking about Sofa Kashik. I was still thinking about the Roost Early Knight. If the Roost Early Knight, I think the Roost Early Knight is a little bit better right now. But
I mean, it's a flat knight. It's just they have normal stats. This one has a little bit worse stats, and we have Templar and English, and we've got Lancaster Delhi. Okay. So English on each side. Which one is the worst one?
I have to say Lancaster is the worst one to play against. I already hate playing against English. Like my win rate against English is like 15% or something. Like I don't understand how to beat him. And Lancaster is this English plus with their manners. They get so much passive income, and it's so difficult to take those buildings down. That's my biggest problem. It's too difficult to punish. You can't kill manners as easily as villagers.
That's my biggest peeve point. Like if you have income of any type, I don't mind. I don't mind if you have passive income. That is fine as long as I have a counterplay. But if my counterplay has to work through a landmark that gives them extra health on their passive income and like gives them arrow slits for free, here we are,
Oh,
folks.
but we're
Well,
in game.
take it away, Bard. I
Take it
live for this.
away. Yeah, in the south side, in the color red, and the color yellow, but it's also green, and it's a victory for Poppy01. They
Well,
take the
that was
first
a quick one.
game.
That was a quick one. Anyway, let's take a quick look at, if we
Amazing.
can. Never mind, Cow doesn't want to let us take a look at the map, but I am guessing there was a bugged spawn. Folks, it's new
Yeah.
maps. We tried them out a few generations, but you know, sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. And this time around, we'll have to go again.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which RTS you play. If you get an update or some new maps and you do some balance changes, you always have some code messing stuff up. Like I saw this game between Laz and Crackety where 4 relics were spawning right next to Crackety's base, and the 5th one was all the way in the corner, very far away from both of them. So Crackety basically had just 4 relics next to his base just for free.
I hear that's nice.
Yeah, sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. I see we have Voldemort in chat.
No, that's Schukel. He's Belgian Voldemort.
Oh, he's Belgium. That's right. I can just
Don't hold it against him.
no. But I can just talk Dutch with him, you know. Then we
Oof.
can like whisper in secrecy, stuff like that. But they have really good beer. They have really good beer in Belgium. Like we're going there with our friends in a couple of weeks, and better Voldemort. But they got Leffe, which really Schoof. I really like Le Schoof. Don't know if you know Le Schoof. That's really good beer.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm not holding up my end of the conversation, but I barely drink. But see, Sherman is chiming in for you. Here, you have a
Yeah,
connoisseur.
he's for the Hoegaarden. Yeah, the Hoegaarden is also a good beer. Like I'm not drinking every weekend anymore, but like sometimes you get these special ones, and then yeah, I can enjoy a triple here and there.
Speaking of Sherman, for anyone who doesn't know, which is pretty much everyone, that guy right there is. Wait, I'm pointing in the wrong direction again. That guy right there, the name Sherman King. He's the one who has instigated this little show match here. Is putting up most of the prize pool, and he also made all of this beautiful pixel art that you see right there on our screen, and that we are totally going to steal in the future because it's fucking amazing. But yeah, shout out to Sherman.
Got him. I almost got him. The guy who's saying is Hoegaarden really good. Sherman King 90.
And apparently has good taste in beer as well. So I'll admit that.
Yeah,
Cow,
but
how
it's
we looking?
already a good shout out. You know, we need to do a shout out to our sponsors and our donators because they help us a lot. Like when he had the idea of War of the Broses and was contacting people and contacting us like, oh, do you want to help us with setting up this tournament and cast it? And we were excited. And he donates on a regular basis to Rising Empires as well. So big help for us to keep our tournament running.
Wait, let me just use this little command because usually we have a game before we do this, but wow, this is the old one. Nobody updated our Macherino link. That is just sad, guys. Just sad. Let me find the new one. But while I do that, we are actually fully community funded. Also, our LAN event was fully community funded that we ran in March. That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you again, everyone who chimed in for that. Is this the correct link? Page not found. Come on.
Well, you know what, we prepped pretty hardcore. Like we talked about the show match for a couple of days. Yesterday, the evening, we took some time to take a look at the multiple maps and civilizations. But nothing's a fun show match or a fun event without something going wrong. And then you just hope it's just a donate link, and that's it. We're
Okay,
in a game.
let's hope we have a good spawn this time around. And it looks decent. We have the right amount of gold. People have a stone. People have wood lines. This looks nice. We can work with this one. Right,
Okay, let's go for the introduction. In the south, in the color green and the color blue, we got LucifroN playing on the Delhi Sultanate. And his brother, his bro, it's the War of the Broses, it's VortiX in the color blue, playing as House of Lancaster, already abusing this powerful civ.
abusing. Okay, I'll say this. It is very powerful right now. We'll see if it's still powerful in a 2v2 scenario where things like map control and pressure play a lot more of a role. And the way I see this playing out is basically both players have a civ that goes heavy into cavalry, while we see these are the little merchant camps, the points of interest, the merchant camps rather, already captured there by the Canada Bros. Puppy, did he go 2 scouts by any chance?
I don't know, but we haven't introduced our Canadian bros yet, because in the color yellow and in the color red in the north, we got 1puppypaw playing on the classic English, and Wam01 Wallem as Knights of the Templar.
As I was saying, we have the little merchant camps, which are 45 resources per minute. We also have the double farm opening here for Puppy. And the way he laid this out, like you'd expect him to put the mill on the middle side on the northern point there, so he gets the influence on both those farms. It's like usually you use this setup only for the first set of farms where you just want to put in more of them, fit in more of them, but he actually doesn't have the space on his little hill to put all. But look at that, Lancaster Castle coming up, and it's going to be guarding this approach right there, making it very safe. Can't really get up that hill now.
No, and Lancaster Castle pretty close to the stones. We can protect these villagers who are gonna mine some stone to build manors. And yeah, once again, we see the Kingdom of Friends, or once again, it's the commander that I've seen regularly on Twitch right now. It's going into the Knights. I think it's called the Conference, the Knight version, but we'll see.
We'll see in a second. As you saw, the buff is you get 15% faster production, 5% cheaper units right there. The hovering does not work, unfortunately. Sorry.
It's a good try, at least. You know, our observer cow, who's behind his PC, is helping us out. He's listening to us at least. He's trying to, you know, showcase the stuff we're talking about. So
he's doing his
we're
best.
like a fine oiled machine.
Let's talk real quick about what the Templars are actually all about. As you saw, Wham, he does not have a mining camp. He does not have a lumber camp because he doesn't need one. Because Templars, they just chop the wood and it gets teleported into your stacks, which is real nice. Real nice.
That's because they're Knights of the Templar. Like, these Knights are buffed off people. Like, they're used to having enormous logs between their legs, and they can process that easily with their hands. So they don't need a lumber camp to process some trees to wood.
Didn't see that one coming. But
wood.
let's see if the Spanish bros see this one coming. First Pilgrim is on the way. Now this is another civ bonus that the Templars get, and that you have to unlock as soon as you hit feudal age by researching a technology in your town center. And as soon as that happens, the first pilgrim will make their way from your main town center towards a sacred site that you specify. And when that guy arrives there, you get gold based on the distance, capping out at 130. And with this distance, it's easy 130 per pilgrim. But these guys, they cannot be controlled and they can be killed.
Yeah, but they are only bringing in a pretty big gold income, because they take like 60, maybe 70 seconds to get to the sacred side. If I look at the distance, like we could look at the timer and be sure of the next pilgrim's response. So that's like a solid 100 gold a minute.
Yeah, I did some testing. It's about 100 gold per minute for these guys. If you build a fortress, which is another Templar bonus, or rather a unique building, and you build it next to a sacred site, it's basically a mini keep. It's fairly expensive. It is 600 stone and 300 gold. Fairly expensive, I say. It costs 900 resources, just like a keep.
Yeah,
So
really expensive.
it is basically a keep in feudal age. Let's just put it like that. And if you build it next to the sacred site, your drop-off will be buffed. Now, speaking of fairly expensive, but you get bonuses from it, you saw the manors go up. Everyone has talked about them. I think nobody here doesn't know what they do, but if we look at VortiX's base just for 1 second again, we can look at the source of salt for everyone. There's the third one already. These are passive income buildings, 200 stone, 100 wood. I think, or was it 200 wood, 100 stone? Remind me,
200
someone.
wood, 100 stone.
Yeah, thank you. And you can build 3 of those, and then you can research inside the manor a special tech that gives you access to 6 more of them. Okay, it's 2 techs, 3 plus 3 each.
Yeah, but the insane thing about it, you get these manors up so quickly, and they pay off in like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I don't know the exact moment, but like between 2 and 3 minutes return investment is so quick. You
It's very
can't
strong.
deny that. Yeah, but you can't deny that economic advantage. We
Get
see
a lot.
longbows pushing on the point of interest, maybe just decapping it.
Yeah, looks like there'll just be a decap. Puppy knows there are Ghazis on the map, so we get our spikes out. The palings are right there. We also see Wam's scout there, patrolling in front of the base, as we see the Ghazis getting on top of the pilgrims. And here we have our new knight equivalent unit in the game. If our observer would be so lovely to click on them, the Chevalier Confrère. I'll just... Can you speak French?
Je m'appelle Chevalier Confrère.
Thank you. Speak French to me, Bard.
Tu aimes moi? Voulez-vous avec moi ce soir?
Okay, that's quite enough of that. Anyway, we have knights and longbows on the side of the Canada Bros, and we have them very, very aggressively positioned already. And Puppy's just gonna take this forward point of interest, and you see how fast he caps if he has a decent number of units there. And here is finally LucifroN capping their own point of interest in the front of the base. But so far, don't think that VortiX and LucifroN could have done or have done all that much with their military presence. Pilgrims get through. The point of interest has been kept. We see a forward tower for the buff coming up. It is a fairly passive game for them, as you'd expect from the Civ that has Lancaster.
Yeah, and also Dali likes the time, because you want to put up, oh, that's a big engagement between the Chevalier Confrère and the Ghazi Raiders. Ghazi Raiders doing some bonus damage because the Chevalier Confrère are heavy melee units, so you get Plutus plus 2 more damage, and the Ghazi, they're more numbers than the Confrère. Confrère going down, all of them are so low HP, some great micro, even the Ghazi is so low HP. The longbows coming, sniping those Ghazi, chasing them away.
The Ghazi actually doing a really good job in those fights. I know that you can hold your own against pure knights, but it's not fun. It's not fun. You have to do a lot of micro and pull them back to be healed back up. As we see, 130 gold, yeah, kept out. These pilgrims just make it through. We have 2 of them right now. But I was making a point about the Ghazis. They need to be pulled back and healed up, and then they can trade pretty effectively against regular knights. And these are not regular knights. These are weaker ones. Speaking of knights and weaker versions of them, look at the Demi-Lancers. Now, what are these units? Where do they come from, and what do they do, Bard?
The Demi-Lancers, like you can build them from the Ringguard Palace if you're Imperial, but you also can get them at the Lancaster castle if you got some manors. Like the amount of manors decide how many Demi-Lancers you get, and yeah, you can even get more with more upgrades. I don't know what the ability is called to call them out, but you can call them out
Levy.
once in Feudal, once in Castle, and once in Imp.
They call it a levy, which is basically just a one-off shoot and get units thing. You pay for them, and it's dependent on how many manners you have set up. So you get 1 extra for each one. And
Did I see all those dead villagers from LucifroN on the deer?
You did indeed.
Oh. Yeah, and we've got some skirmishing going out between the new two units, the Chevalier Confrere and the Demi-Lancers. Meanwhile, I see 1puppypaw and Wam going around the base of LucifroN, putting out a lot of damage. Because like you said, the Ghazi trade really good in the Confreres if you manage to micro them out and heal them up again. If just in a straighter fighter throwing away army, the Ghazi are a little bit less efficient than the Confreres.
I'm a little bit worried here. Like right now, Wam and Puppy really applying a lot of pressure, taking out those vills down there. We also see LucifroN taking double sacred sites, which he will probably not be able to hold right now because, well, let's face it, they cannot be on the map with an army right now. They'll get caught out and destroyed. The only guys who can move freely are the Ghazi Raiders. What units does VortiX have outside of the Demi-Lancers that he has levied, I wonder?
Not much, because he's macroing to castle right now. He wants to get to the next age, and LucifroN getting in both sacred sites, just sneaking them in because they didn't really have map control. It's good by LucifroN because both players get gold from the sacred sites. Delta even gets more, so it's totally worth losing the scholar for that.
Oh, nice play here. Just taking out the tower, which is really important for Puppy here. If they were to push, he needs to rebuild that one. So right now, if they were to fight at that position, there would be no attack speed buff for the army. Wow, the 2 scholars are actually still alive. Well, not bad.
Oh, nice. He hit him in the stealth first, it seems, and one is at the edge of the map. I already like to juke. Oh, we got some Demi-Lancers on the vills, on the red vills, on Wham's vills, but the Chevalier Confreres are coming in, trying to save those vills. Those vills have short bows. Did I see
No.
that
Those are the shift guys. Those are the shift guys. We're all good. We're at the Templars.
Oh my god. I was already getting a heart attack. And we see the first walls coming in from Wam01.
This is so scary. The Chevalier are not here, and LucifroN knows it. Ghazi is just going in.
Yeah, and Chevalier coming to save the day. It's Ronan coming in to save those English longbows. But will it be enough? Will it be in time? And why are they walking so slow? Charge them! Come on, go get him!
Very nice round there by Wam. Gets 3 Ghazis for free. And I do wonder if that dive was worth it for the Spanish bros. Had to push back. By the way, Lost Ronin, we have not talked about this point of interest yet. Nobody has captured it yet. What this basically does is it accumulates tickets. I think the first one comes in at 5.5 minutes, if I remember correctly. And you see 3 tickets right there. You see the timer going up after 5 minutes, right? And these are basically slightly worse men-at-arms, but they look so much cooler. And you can hire them for 100 gold as soon as you captured this point of interest. And we have a white tower drop.
Oh,
Puppy,
yeah.
I thought you were a good person. Like, I genuinely thought that. He's Canadian. Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, but even Canadians, like, they got the beaver. Like, the beaver looks nice, but it bites like a menace.
King's College is up for VortiX. This is the Castle Age landmark that is not the White Tower. So you can also build a White Tower if you are Lancaster, but as you can see, you get basically a preservation of knowledge buff, 15% cheaper technologies. That does not include age-ups, by the way. And you get a whole lot of special techs for the House of Lancaster. Among them are some really juicy ones. For example, you get one that does 20% extra bonus damage. So bonus damage, like your archers do extra damage against light infantry, or your cavalry, your spears do extra bonus damage against cavalry. And that gets buffed by 20% as we see the Ghazis defending against the Chevalier Confrere. And yeah, it looks like Wam will have to be pulling back because LucifroN's army and VortiX have been joined. And LucifroN actually wants this fight.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised by that because the choices the Spanish brothers make, it seems they're playing a little bit greedy, but maybe it's just trying to bluff his way. We're really strong, we want to fight, so come on and get it. And then Puppy and Wam back off again, and then they can greed even more because the King's College, like you said, it gives a discount, gives special tax, and the White Tower in the face kind of telegraphs to me like we want to do some aggression, at least a lot of aggression to try and even finish the games, while VortiX and LucifroN are laying back, trying to do boom. I don't know if it's boom if you play greedy, and then eventually just win by numbers.
Yeah, right now we have 35 longbows on the map for Puppy and his castle, so the upgrades are in. Well, we have a big engagement here. Chevalier Confrere against Ghazi, but they do have the healing in the back, and healing in melee fights is really good, but looks like the numbers are just not working out for LucifroN. Has to pull back here. Can do so actually because his Ghazi are light cav and they're faster.
Yeah, they got more movement speed, so just can run away and engage again when they want to. Like the only issue is if the opponent really has a bigger army and just manages to dive your base and you need to fight, then you're just gonna lose out.
Yeah, we do see there is a trebuchet in queue now for Puppy, probably popping out of the white tower as we speak, and he's going to start slow sieging LucifroN's base. Actually going straight for the town center. Well, interesting choice. I thought I would go for the easier to kill buildings first, but anyway, pressure's being applied while we see Wam tank the first synchronized shot. Here is the salt generator number 2. We see the Yeoman archers on the field for VortiX in their castle age variety, and they have this beautiful active ability that is basically a small mangonel shot, and it is instant, and these guys, they're also faster than regular archers and also faster than siege naturally. So yeah, it's rough.
They do have the same damage as a regular archer. They have 5 damage. The same as regular archer, where Longbowman has 6 damage. But the synchronized shot, you can shoot it every 30 seconds. That's really spammable. That's really quick. And since they do so much damage, like it's like a cheap mangonel, and you can shoot it 30 seconds a time, it's so difficult to engage and to do a prolonged fight, or you need to kill them between 30 seconds or you're just gonna get mango shotted.
This is real scary. Puppy needs to pay attention that he does not get synchronized shot on top of his longbows. Gets a decent dodge out of the way, only loses the 1, so now it's 30 seconds of... we already have 50 Yeomen on the field. This is real scary for Wam though. I don't think his town center will survive this. Puppy needs to walk all the way around, can't come from the back. And the Knight Confrere, they Chevalier Confrere, they don't want to take the fight here without their backup.
Yeah, it's so difficult to engage. Even if you got nice and they got fast movement speed before they get on top of the archers, and you got some front line in the way. And I think the synchronized shot's already there again.
Oh yeah, and it's a big one. That one hurt really badly. Wam, he really didn't want to fight at this moment as well. Castle Age just hit another synchronized shot, so he actually split his Yeomen, so they will not hit quite as hard, but he can hit a lot more often. And we just see them diving in, and the numbers are just there for VortiX spamming this, while LucifroN still committing fully to feudal with Maz Ghazi. Let's see if Wam and Puppy can hold this longbow numbers dwindling, and the Knights, they will be castle age variety. There is the upgrade, but a lot of them already died.
Yeah, and this is so classic from the Spanish bros. Like, they do that in 1v1. Well, like, if they smell some weakness from an opponent, if they smell like the blood in the water, they just dive, and all those longbows getting shredded by the synchronized shot again. We got a Wololol desperate attempt, a classic attempt to convert some army units. But this is so classic. The Spanish bros just dive in the base when they see an opportunity, and then they just keep on diving and running in units until the opponent surrenders all those death fields, and the first game goes to VortiX and LucifroN.
1-0. Oh my, like... Yeah, that is a big army ball we had there. I feel like Wam and Puppy, they did everything right up to that point. Like, they didn't take bad trades. They just masked units. They had full map control. The pilgrims came through. There was... Okay, let's say this. Wam tried to go to castle. So did that greed kill them? I'm not sure.
I think, like, if you look at the military count, VortiX resources count, that's insane.
It's just manners, guys.
The military count? So if you look at like 9 minutes, they have so much more army than LucifroN and VortiX. They needed to do an 11-minute push, do or die. I think with
Yeah,
the
if
way
they
they
go
were
for the
playing
feudal
it.
all in, that's
Yeah, because they were committing to a lot of aggression. You saw them walking around the base of LucifroN primarily, trying to pick off vills. Also took some vills on the deer as well, and but they didn't really overcommit to it. And then this Lancaster eco just scales so quickly. Um, they can make so many more units than you, and it's really hard to fight with 10 archers against 30 yeomen.
Cow, your interface broke. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, I honestly, I watched some. Mostly, I just watched 1v1s, right? I didn't really spectate team games so far. And yes, I saw that Lancaster throws out a lot of units very, very far, and that the yeomen are basically mini mangonels, and that is a problem. But I didn't expect it to be this much in a 2v2.
I was surprised by the King's Colors choice because we talked about it yesterday, and I felt King's Colors was really greedy. Like, I think you would take the King's Colors if you're already ahead and you want to finish the game because you get the special tax and you get the discount. But they were under so much pressure, and then they still chose to do the greed play.
Yeah, I mean, VortiX himself, he was not under pressure, but I get where you're coming from. And I feel like VortiX would have probably been forced to go for the White Tower if they go for the 11-minute timing push. So is that why they didn't? Hmm. Yeah, we will increase Sherman's pay by like 500%.
Yeah, that's a good call. Or a negative $500.
You know what? Good call. Let's do that. Yeah,
But yeah,
shout
like
out again.
if they manage to force Vortex into a white tower, at least he wouldn't get all those special tags. But it wouldn't change much on the resource gather because resources gathered isn't influenced by the King's College.
No, it's not. It's so insane how much more he just had, and you just go for the 9 manners, and he couldn't be aggressed on because he has his feudal age landmark on the approach. Unless you need to go through there, what do you really do? But we have a second game.
Oh, we already have a second game ready. Okay, let's jump in then.
That is no. I mean, we're looking at the draft right now, and we'll be wondering what they picked. But the map is
Oh
gonna
yeah.
be Relic River. It is losers' choice for every map. So Canada Bros picked Relic River. I do like that map. There's a little bit of shoreline fish top and bottom, but for other purposes, the river is basically doesn't exist. It's flavor. Don't look at the waterfall texture, please. Just don't. And yeah, other than that, the map generation looked really nice. Like well spread out. The relics are along the river. I like the map. We'll see if it works out. What do you think they're gonna pick this time as their complementary civs? As Canada now has Lancaster.
Well, with the Lancaster, it still feels like a night civ. Let's see. I mean, the Templar is still a night civ. I'm getting confused. The Templar is still a night civ, and I have to look really well at the layout of who picks what. So the Knights of Templar on the right side. So for the Spanish bros, what do I want with it? I can get Ottoman, I can get Malian, I can get Byzantine. Yeah, Byzantine. I was like Byzantine, and they immediately pick it. Like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds reasonable. And the same
With
goes for French with Lancaster. Like in team games, you always want a knight civ and an archer civ. In most situations.
with Lancaster, you just want someone to take the heat off of you while you make 9 manners. So we'll see how this one works out.
Did
And
you just say
also,
mind your manners?
yes, that is exactly
Oh
what
my
I said,
god!
and I am glad that you recognize
You're
that. Also, I already
you're
coined the
raising
phrase
chat.
"manners
Yeah,
or manners," right?
you're raising the chat now. Yeah, to be responsible adults. This is a good dad.
Guys, be responsible adults. Consider not picking Lancaster every game.
I can't promise that.
Just pick whatever you like. Honestly, I feel like we're all a little upset about the manners make of man. Also, very nice quote. But I feel like we just don't know how to play against it yet. And as soon as that's figured out, it might not be as oppressive as it is right now.
Yeah, you also have to take in consideration like most people that are watching or in chat are playing at a lower level than LucifroN, VortiX, 1puppypaw. So
How
we're
dare
talking a
you?
lot of yeah. I'm just being realistic. So what I was trying to say, we're talking a lot about balance on the top level. But if you just want to grind the ladder for fun, like you want to try to get Conk 1, you want to get Diamond 1, just play a Civ you like. Because with every Civ you can get to Conk 3 in theory if you just play the Civ right.
I hate that you're saying that. I don't want to accept that because naturally it's only my Civ choice's fault that I'm not Kong free yet. So yeah, let's agree to
Yeah, I have the
disagree.
same.
Okay.
I have the same. I play mostly Mongols, and Mongols is D tier, says Beastie. So Beastie is just fucking me over. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I feel like
Yeah.
maybe, just maybe, Mongols might not be so bad because maybe you'll apply a little bit of early pressure and your opponent will not go to 9 manners instantly.
Oh,
Then
against
again,
Lancaster specifically, like we saw Liquid taking a game from Gilchardi, and let's be honest, Gilchardi is a better player than Liquid. I'm sorry, Liquid, I love you. But Gilchardi playing a new Civ and trying to get to know them, and Liquid playing Mongols, which is a pretty atypical Civ because you get these early aggression and that can throw people off. I see a world where Mongol counters Lancaster.
you know, I as I said that I was gonna follow it up with unfortunately it's an English variant and these guys have short bows and you can't tower rush them. But
You
look
just put
at
a
this
tower behind the wood line.
beautiful
Just a
sorry,
sneaky tower.
fair point. Look at this beautiful map. Look at this beautiful generation. It's very nicely mirrored as well. And yeah, that would be a very nice tower. I agree. But how do you tower Lancaster again?
In the middle. Just in the middle. And then you make horsemen. You start open with horsemen and you pick off those fills. You gotta imagine a world where your tactic is working right. You gotta
Cow,
have
we said
trust
not
in
to look
yourself
at
first.
it. We said to not look at it.
Nice.
Stop it.
Nice.
No.
You can't walk over that. That's a mountain.
Well, the chewing gum waterfalls. That is that is so very correct. Stunning water. Yes, I am
Okay.
being stunned as we
Let's
speak. As
just do the
as a negative
introductions
status
then.
effect.
We need to distract Cow. Just do the introductions.
As we do the introductions, we have Puppypaw playing as the teal player and his teammate Wam01 in the yellow. We've got French and Lancaster as we see the Lancaster castle go up right where Cow predicted with the deer and the double gold. And I guess there'll be 9 manners around that. And on the other side, we have the School of Cavalry going up for Puppy already. And we see the mill being made there. Do you expect to see pro scouts or will this just be a wheelbarrow?
Wheelbarrow.
Wheelbarrow.
Like with the debuff on the movement speed, it just takes so much more time. You also got enemy cavalry on the field with
Continuing with the introductions, as we speak about enemy cavalry, we have VortiX here playing as the Byzantine. We see the winery going up there. There's also a deer pack behind it. Quite nice. And we have LucifroN playing as the Templars in the green. And we see the Kingdom of France going up. So we're going to see some Chevalier Confrère again coming out from them. As we'd expected, just play it as... Oh, yeah. And there is the visual indicator for what you picked. Isn't
oh,
it
that's really
beautiful?
nice. Yeah.
That is so
Like I, I,
nice.
I, I I love those visual indicators like, oh, there's a sprinkler placement on it, oh, they've chosen this commandeer, oh, there's a trebuchet on top of this keep.
You know, now if we look at the winery real quick, sure, it's almost finished, but I just wish we had a visual indicator for what mercenary contract you choose if you're playing the Byzantines, like anywhere on the Merc House, on the TC, just anywhere. Please give me a visual indicator of what is being chosen.
Yeah, like just a little Keswick inside of the walls, walking from left to right. Oh, Keswicks are coming. They're cool.
Yeah, look at that. First mana already going up. 4 minutes and 15 seconds he started building that. We do have that beautiful build order from Crackety for the Templar, where he starts building a second town center at 4 minutes, but that is not what LucifroN is going for. He is going for that Knight variant, and that means you have a build order where you immediately get the Pilgrims, and the first one is already marching through the Sacred and giving him gold. Oh yeah, and as I was talking about, on the outside edges of the river, like all the way top of the northern woodline and south of the southern woodlines, there are shoreline fish, so you can play around that one. Oh, but we haven't. Sorry, Bart, you go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just trying to give some additional info on a Crackety build. Like, I think it's a really good build for 1v1 where you go 2TC on a lot of archers. So it's kind of like the Ottoman Archer Ball, which was popular a couple of seasons ago. But in the 2v2, the map is a little bit bigger. You got an additional opponent to worry about. So I'm not expecting it to see here very quick. But 2TC playing general for Templar seems pretty good because you're losing vills every time you pick a commandeer.
Is already going out, and you see how many Wham still has on gold. That is because his special tech takes a lot of gold to research that enables him to build more of the manor buildings. As we see LucifroN going for a second stable already, so full Knight production, and on the other side we only have the one. But hey, did you remember when I asked you, are we seeing Pro Scouts? Look at that, Pro Scouts!
It seems we do. It seems we do.
Blast from the past.
Oh, wow, Knight coming in, charging, threatening, but not making that Liminate. Or Liminate. I don't know how to pronounce
Limitane.
it unit.
I think it's Limitane. Any Greek in the chat may correct us, but yeah.
Yeah,
we're probably not going to learn.
0 on food for Lancaster because he gets so much food for the manors that he doesn't need any food for villager production.
It hurts so much. Yeah, he's currently not interested in building units. He's just booming away, and he's not really attackable, right? Everything's under TC. It's an English TC. Speaking of booming, look at that. Third cistern is already going up. Now, Byzantines got a change recently. That was what I was going to touch upon. And the cisterns now have a flat cost of 125 stones, no longer scales up, but this also makes your opening really, really awkward. Meaning, you start with 100 stone. You get 8 stone per 4x4 building that you build, 4 tiles building, and you have 150 wood, so you can build 3 of those. So that leaves you at 124 stone if you do that.
Oh, that's really
whoever designed that is an evil genius. So you either long distance mine one.
It's probably just someone behind a desk saying, "Oh yeah, let's make a flat number for the cisterns, and then people will work out how to build."
Why are your devs French? Like I can't contest this knowledge, but why do you know? Where do you know?
I was distracted because Drex is suddenly German, so it's like let me go French, and then we have all the nationalities.
Fair point. We do have LucifroN ghosting around the woodline there off Puppy. While Puppy is in the middle fighting the Byzantine army, LucifroN wrapping around there at the bottom side. I'm scared for the woodline, and could be a connection.
No, they
Cow just wants to see these knights run away instead.
Yeah, it's pretty fun seeing all those knights because you always chase them with the idea like, I'm so close, I'm almost gonna hit them, and then you don't hit them and they get away again because they're diving behind the wood line or going to a stealth first, or they just run faster. It always gets on my nerves.
Interesting pick there by LucifroN. He's going for the close sacred side. And I think that's the right choice because, as I said, the Pilgrims cap out. So at a certain distance, you have 130, as we see Wham caught those guys with his Demi-Lancers that he levied. I think he used that at 6 mana, so he didn't get the full levy that he could have taken, but we do see VortiX going for a ram push with the fire rams. So full on all in at around the 10-minute mark. We said it earlier. We would like to see this, and let's see how effective it is. It's not going to be on the Lancaster, it's going to be on Puppy.
Well, the French is a really popular choice. Almost a charge in on that Cairo Siphon, but it really barely gets away. But going on to the French playing team is a really popular choice. But we got a lot of Demi-Lancers trying to kill the Pilgrim, but sacrificing a lot of health and units for it. They're losing a lot of units against those Chevrolet Confreres. And we got Longbowmen coming in to support our French player, Puppy. So Wham helping his brother out.
Yeah, but we don't have the synchronized shot just yet. And look at what LucifroN did. He's building himself little wooden forts. Real scary though for VortiX if Puppy and Wham just commit onto this right now with their combined armies. LucifroN is not here. Charge comes in. We do get a little bit of extra bonus damage on the Corrosiphons, and yeah, VortiX has to pull back. Maybe we can get some damage on those rams, but LucifroN makes it just in time.
Yeah, this was a very small window where VortiX was really open for an attack, but he got out in just in time. We got a raid on the gold, and that's one villager not going down. It barely survives with like 1 or 2 HP and lives to gather another day.
As we see the question in chat right now, the Chevalier Confrere, they are not knights. They have less damage, they have less HP, and they have... No, do they have less HP? Show me a knight, show me a knight. 172 right now. Yeah, a little bit. And they also have less armor, so they only have 2. Which is mostly significant against ranged units, as, you know, we're fighting against knights right about at this moment. And the knights, they also already do so much damage after the charge, they don't care. See how the front line is melting for LucifroN, the knights just pushing through. And the Yeoman archers dealing with all of the Limitane in a really quick manner. Puppy needs to pay attention though, his knights have really low health, we don't want to be losing all of them.
Yeah, he's trying to micro out as much as he can. I don't know if he already has Chivalry. I didn't see any plus for the healing as of yet, but saving him for a later day is always a really good choice. Meanwhile, Javelin throwers also getting sniped. So the Javelin throwers, they need to hit these Yeomen, these archers in the back to do efficient damage, when the archers just can target the Chevalier Confrere because they only got 2 ranged armor without upgrades. So the army's just karma composition is just so much more effective, the knight and human, compared to the Confreres. And I already see it tap out, and it's a win for the Canadian Bros.
It is a win for the Canada Bros, indeed. It is 1-1 now.
Oh yeah, I'm back.
He's tuned in, guys.
A small
He's
glitch,
tuned
and I was
in.
like, oh god, did I see it correctly? But yeah, I saw it correctly. Yeah, they tried to fuddle all inputs around 10 minutes, and they failed, and they were like, yeah, that's it. This is done.
Yeah, the scary part is like the Yeomen are already like faster than regular archers, so you cannot retreat. Naturally, with Puppy's knights there, not even then. But yeah, if LucifroN's frontline disappears, what do? You just stand there and take the full fight. Look at that. Yeah, VortiX just lost all of the Limitane.
All his units.
Can we quickly see the resources scare? Yeah, thank you. And I'm curious to see the resource count that these guys had at the end there, but it's a little worse to check that. I'm assuming both players on each side just fully committed to the feudal. There was no castle.
Yeah, they're probably not
here.
floating any resources. Like these are pros, and they know how to spam away resources, and they do have enough production buildings, and they manage to get enough food and gold and wood to work around with. So yellow will get it the most. Like yellow was Lancaster again, right? Yeah.
Naturally. Yeah, he went for 6 manors and then full feudal. So I guess they expected our Spanish brothers to come for them in feudal age. I mean, if
Yeah,
I'm
that's
playing
six is
against
still a
VortiX
lot
and
because
LucifroN.
you still need to get the upgrade and still need to build 3 more minutes. It's a later stage of the game. But yeah, you can get away with it. So who am I to complain about it?
Bart, quickly, do I turn on my lights or do I just slowly disappear in the dark because it's in theme for us at this point?
Matters like, do you want to do a trophy celebration and thank Boy for joining on the level offline and beating
No,
those
I never want to
diamonds?
do that again. So here it is. We're back
Here it
in
is,
the
Boy. You beat
line.
some diamonds. Congratulations.
Hey, stop saying bad things about Diamond players. By the way, we also run Low Elo Legends on Saturday, and we also run the War Chiefs Club, boy, if you want. So
Oh
yeah,
boy, that sounds like a lot of fun.
what did I do? Yeah, I'm a horrible
That
person.
was too
I
easy.
set you
That's
up
too
for
easy.
that. I set you
You
up for
know?
that.
Yeah, and I'll kick it in. But yeah, we got Rising Empires every Saturday. We got the Low Elo Legends tournaments. We got most of the times we got 3 brackets. We got bottom, which is mostly silver players and gold. We got middle brackets, mostly platinum players, low diamond, and then we got top bracket, which goes with a lot of high diamond players until like Kong 2. And every 2 weeks, like 2 times a month, we have the War Chief Club, which doesn't have an elo cap, but we mostly see people playing at Kong 2, Kong 3, joining in it. We got a lot of players like Saz, Golly Deckle, Voldemar, Cracketeer playing it regularly. So you can always join in on our tournaments. So we have more fun things to do.
Speaking of fun things, look at our next map. And personally, I'm really excited because I think this might be a map where Lancaster may be struggling just a little bit.
This is kind of like the jousting fields when I
It
look
is
at the map.
it is jousting fields, but instead of wood lines, you have water lines.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
So instead of tipping to route, you need to make docks and transport ships and, skiddy
I,
over your army.
I hope they do. I hope they do. I hope we see a transport ship drop at some point. Just two players coordinating and just dropping at the right moment on one side and just taking someone out. The Lancaster player.
That would be cool, but we still have to pick a complementary civ for the Lancaster and the Knights of the Templar. So Lancaster on the Spanish side, okay, can either Ottoman, Malian, A3 or Rus. Guess Rus. But you
Do
also
you
have to
still?
consider it's kind of like 1v1 now.
Yeah, I mean, you
Maybe
could go
A3?
Ruse and you'd be very safe, but do you want to be? I guess you just need to survive. That is all that you need to do because Lancaster will carry the game for you. Is
Yeah.
maybe the thought process here. Yeah,
I,
Ruse would
I
be a
think
good
I'll
pick.
pick
Or Mali.
A3. I think like A3 is always good on itself. So if you stay in this 1v1 situation, you already got a very strong civ. And if you do get these 2v2 civilization, 2v2 situations, you just go imp with the new gunpowder cavalry unit.
The good old Black Riders. Did you make them? Did you already try them out?
I
Because
haven't played the DLC as of yet.
fair
I'm
point.
sorry. I got a job. I got 3 kids. Like I got
Hey,
real life
I
stuff to
haven't
do.
I only did some trials against some AI. I played like 2 team games, and that's okay. I
Yeah.
played 2 games, fine. Okay, I already played a little bit, but
Oh, I'm
hmm,
jealous. I'm
the
jealous.
the
I
black
was
the
too
Black
busy with work.
Riders. I'm not quite sure about like their place in the game. Like in team games, cool. You make a bunch of keeps. So the way it works is you get 5 pop space that you can use for Black Riders per keep. So you can make 5 of them. And if you go Elsbach Palace, you can make 8, I believe. So it's per keep. They're accumulative. But like yes, you have 8 special units now. They are gunpowder units, sure. They do decent damage like a hand cannoneer, and they're mobile, but do you need the mobility if you're fighting head on? Like, and it's late Imperial. They're only available in Imperial Age. So what is their niche? In team games, sure, you can make a bunch of keeps and get a lot of them, and then they're really good as a raiding unit. But in ones, I'm not sure. I'm not sure you can ever get to them, really, because they cost 150 food, 150 gold.
So basically, you're saying just the new flavor Mangadai in team games.
They're really flavorful mango dye right now. Like I like that they exist, but I'm not sure.
That's so I need to play some HRE in team games, right? I
You
love
mean
to run around through bases.
yeah, now you just need to get to Imp and make a lot of keeps and not get pushed by the people playing 3 Lancasters and a Night Civ.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna be in the back and I'm gonna do my BLB fast castle 10-minute build and take all the relics, which will be gone at 11 minutes.
You know, I can see that happening maybe.
Yeah, perfect build. You know, I've seen it
Anyhow,
work.
I think Kao is a little unhappy with us because we're not talking about the Civ choices as we have China going up for the Canada Bros and we have Mali. So it is the defensive choice I feel like that I was talking about. Oh hey, Roddy is here. Hi Roddy. Rude.
Yeah, it's always
I
nice
think
to
he's
have
unhappy.
Atmos in the chat.
See,
He's unhappy. He can't play that much. That's why he's unhappy. He wants to
that's
be into the fun.
that is one of the things, but I feel like see, I was nice enough to pick up his pullover that he left in Hamburg, and for some reason he's mad at me now. Anyway, we're in the game. We are on
Did you mail
Waterlands.
it?
I mailed it, but you know, I mailed it as a letter, and there was no tracker, and you never got it back. I'm hoping it's returning to me or it's eventually arriving. But Kao is wanting us to look at this middle waterline that has no fish at all. There is no fish, and my question is because there is also no neutral market. No, never mind. There are 2 neutral markets. It's just too small for me to see. It is a dead canal. Yes, thank you. So there's one all the way in the north, all the way in the south that I just didn't see it in the first second because they were out of the minimap. But yeah, we have Wam on the one side playing as the Chinese. He will be facing off against VortiX's Lancaster. So China versus Lancaster.
Oh, it's gonna be the Battle of the Boom or it's gonna be the Ziganu?
Oh man, I kind of hope that Wham drops a barbecue on him. But on the other
Yeah, it
side,
could
we've
be
got
possible.
LucifroN with a forward gold, playing Mali against Puppy's Templars.
Yeah, but we also got a big gold next to it, so
Oh my god.
he can put even more houses around it, and it's pretty easily defendable, as in it's next to each other. So if you manage to control that position of the map, you get a lot of gold passive income. And if you lose it, you lose 2 pit lines.
You're quite right there. Now the question that I have is Puppy going to go for any tower rush shenanigans or anything of the sorts? I mean, it's a 2v2 map. The distance is pretty far. But I know where I'd put my tower if I'm him.
Would be really cool, but I'm not really expecting it. We see Wham pulling in those deers. Lancaster Castle going in front of the gold, also
Look at
next
that
to the stone.
positioning.
For the protection, so you can gather the stone for the manors, the gold. You can protect the village around the gold a little bit, like if we want gold units or we want to age up, or we want to get upgrades. It's so easily defendable.
By the way, look at that. Puppy is already on the stone as the Knight Templar. I feel like we're going to be seeing a 4-minute crackety second TC coming up for him, maybe? And here are the 3 feudal choices.
Yeah.
Real quick, we saw Kingdom of France pretty much picked every single game, but maybe not this time because we have only half a map. These are the Chevalier Confrere, and this is what you usually play with the Knights and Archers, but you could also go for the Knight Hospitaller. They have this Hospitaller unit that is pretty much a warrior monk, but with less stats.
Melee, yeah. It's a melee infantry.
It is.
right?
But it
Yeah,
can
yeah.
heal, and they look really cool when they heal. Or you go for Antioch, and you can. We see the Kingdom of France coming up, by the way. We have Antioch, and they do get the Sergeants, which are a melee unit that throws axes, and they have 0 range defense and 4 melee armor.
And do the Malians also have heavy armor, or do they one has light, one heavy?
I think the Knight Hospitaller are heavy, and the
Yeah, yeah.
Sergeants are light, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, but like I said, we're new to this game as well, and we need to discover as much as we can so we can grind that ladder and get to the highest point we can. Meanwhile, Mensa Quarry coming up for the Malian player. Also already a Vil going to that second pit mine, mining a little bit of gold and putting on the second pit
Yeah.
mine pretty quick. 0 villagers on food again.
But
This
those
time
wondering,
for...
for our
It's for the
Templars,
Templar.
because they do get a little bit of food trickle as they chop
Yeah,
wood.
20%.
It's really nice.
It's 20% food income. And they also
Yeah, I
get
say,
the... Yeah, yeah.
I was going to
Tell
say, I
me,
say
Yaska, tell
trickle,
me.
but look, 20% is not trickling actually, because they also get faster chopping, so it's really good.
Yeah, yeah, they get the lumber upgrade every time they age up. So usually you have to research double VortiX to get even faster wood gathering rate, but Knight Templar gets that for free. It's
Yeah,
so
and
strange just to see them chopping wood and I'm like, where's the lumber camp? And oh no, they don't need any.
I feel like I'll forget so many villagers in random woodlines, and they'll just warm their way in.
And if you're playing another Civ, you don't build a lumber camp because you didn't think about it, and then they're running
That
halfway the
already
map.
happened to me. That already happened to me earlier. I was like, I'm forgetting something. Why are these guys walk? Oh. By the way,
Yeah.
we do have Wam supervising the stone there, so it is going to be 2 TC. We don't have Song just yet, but I'm expecting it to
3TC.
be on the way very, very
I'm expecting
soon.
3TC. Come on, let's do it.
I mean, 3 TC? I don't
Yeah.
hate it. I don't hate it against the manners, but look at what VortiX is cooking. He's just gonna go 2 TC manners. Lord.
Yeah, that's also an option. So now we need 3TC song, and then we need like 30 farms with granies around it, and being left alone for maybe 15 minutes, and then we can compete.
The thing is, with regular China, now that Pro Scouts is not really a thing anymore, and you also only have half of the map, China will be struggling for food. They do have access to their own deer camp. There's a small deer camp on the left side near the waterline, and they also can go for boar and the 2 berry patches that are close to the base, but it's not enough. It is not enough, and VortiX will not be having this problem because, manners just generate food.
Yeah, because you got one big deer pack, you got one berry close. The second berry is pretty close. You got a boar behind it, but that's already pretty far out. Same with the berries on the dead canal. That's also pretty far out. So realistically, you only got the big deer pack and one berries. And that's the biggest issue with the 2TC song or the 3TC song. You're pumping so much food into villagers, which pays off over time. But I wonder if you will get that time, because the Spanish were notorious for a lot of pressure for playing really aggressive and finding an opening and diving the base for it.
I mean, we saw the Spanish pros just trying to go for a timing push in feudal. I would not be. And as I said, I would not be surprised. I was going to follow that up if Wham either goes for a castle timing push now, or if he tries to actually go for still a feudal all in. But you see, VortiX has his scout here, and Wham just can't place the damn barbecue.
Yeah, and now he has placed like next to his gold and protects it there a little bit. It's fine, but he actually wanted it all the way out so he could protect the boar with it. That's 2,000 food he's missing now.
Yeah, very defensive position now, and we do have Wham moving
2,200!
out.
2,200! They buffed the boar!
You're right. It's beautiful. But VortiX is here.
And 200 sheep.
Thank
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
thankfully.
Go on, tell me.
I was gonna say, Wham has his scout right here, so he's trying to pull the boar back because VortiX is just gonna be super annoying and just try to keep it away. And the mill is already built. Like, otherwise you could potentially just fight it wherever you can finally engage, and then you build the mill. But it's too late for that. Villager is being pulled back because you do not want to be losing a Vill to a scout, as we're likely to see in 1 second.
It's gonna be so annoying. He's gonna circle around those board and hit the Vill on the head, try it 4 times. Like, it's only 4 hits. You can get away with that if you really want to. Yeah. Come on, VortiX, let's go for it. The scout Vill kill, do it.
Nah, we're seeing him just booming away happily. I think the scout has been completely pulled back. And there's already, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 manners coming up. And probably just another one in a second. As you see, manor income, there's a timer ticking down and then it pops.
You know,
and if we look at the resources...
The manor makes the man.
Manor makes the man. Manor also makes Castle Age in just a little bit. And as I say that, I get proven wrong because we do see him going for +3. The technology he just queued up will be putting his limit to 9 manners, so he's going the full greed route. And Wham, he's already going to castle.
Yeah, but he's also investing a lot into a big wall to secure his side of the map. So even though he's going castle, I don't feel like he's going to do a castle push with like Lancers or something. He just wants to get to all those bonuses he gets in Castle Age.
Yeah. And by the way, this is the Templar Fortress. We do see it go up right now. 300 gold, 600 stone. It is essentially a keep in Feudal Age. And let's not call it anything else.
Feudal. Like 900, that's like half an age up investing into like some security of a spot like the Sacred Site right now. And yeah, you can boost your economy with it because
LucifroN7 is here though. LucifroN7 is here. His army is bigger, and if Puppy pulls back anymore, I don't think this is going up. Yeah, villagers.
Oh, the 3 vills. It's a doubt fortress, and it's going down. And even the vills are paying the price. That's 1 down, second one getting hit. And it's getting another javelin throw to the face and 1 javelin throw into the back. It's hurting his legs. He got like 1 or 2 HP left. Will he make it back to home?
Hurts so bad. Now he's trying to push it out back home. He has a lot more army right now coming. I thought he would actually be forced to stay in his base for a little bit. But yeah, the pilgrims, they can just be sniped by the Javs. Just stutter step back. 2 volleys is all that he needs.
Yeah, and that's a really nice value anyway. And we see the King's Colors again. Seems a little bit more sensible to me right now because you already have the 2TC, you already have a lot of villagers, you're already at 11 minutes in the game. You see the wall of Wham, you're not expecting any aggression yet, so you can greed out. And meanwhile, Puppy losing a lot of army.
Yeah, the fortress is up, but this is like a purely defensive fortress. I think it would buff the drop-off of the pilgrims because they walk through the influence. But you cannot leave your base right now. So, will it be impactful in the slightest?
The only way to double check that, because I'm not really sure as well.
Let's click on them.
Drop off. Nah,
121.
Doesn't help.
Nah,
the clicking doesn't help. Like, if they get to the Sacred Site and they deliver the gold, that's the actual number they give you. But they always give the number of the distance. So if you buff them with like a fortress or other technologies, you don't see it in the tooltip when you click on the pilgrim.
By the way, we have the Castle Age coming in. Okay, we reconsider, and this one will be, let me think, the Castile, Unit Sacred Site. Those are the Condottieri. No, the Genitors. Those are the Genitors. The Genitors, which are mounted javelins. So we have javelin versus javelin, pretty much.
Yes.
And we do have that little Sacred Site bonus. I call it little, but it turns this Sacred Site into a Kurotai. You get 20% more damage in the area of the influence around that Sacred. And
It's
that's
a
a
really
big
cool
deal.
tech. It's a really cool tech for the sake of side victory and trying to camp it out. Of course, you still want to trade with your opponent, so his army keeps being small, and he won't be able to dive to sacred site with a 100 pop army. But oh, we see the pilgrims going swimming.
I think
Can
they've
they swim?
been. Yeah, they can. So what is going to happen now will surprise you. Let's watch it live here. I'm not gonna spoiler it because it's actually pretty funny. Come on, guys.
No
Please don't
way.
disappoint. Please don't bug out. Come on. Do it. There we go. And see, they build a little boat,
Oh my
and they
god,
just
they
cross
turned into a
over.
boat.
No,
That's so cool.
they actually build one. So if you do damage to these pilgrims that have been scouted out, by the way, and are just being massacred by VortiX here, as we see Wham going for a Lancer drop on LucifroN, it seems. That's gonna be fun. Has also been scouted out, but you only see 11 of 16. VortiX also going for a transport ship immediately, but the Lancers are out, and let's see what they can do as VortiX tries to push with the Demi-Lancers here, gonna be making a little hole there, and Wham has been going for mostly anti-range, anti-infantry. I don't think he has a real answer to these Demi-Lancers, but yeah, look at that! Guten Tag!
Oh, and this is so tricky because Wham is attacking LucifroN, trying to take down as many villagers as he can, trying to disable his economy. But meanwhile, he doesn't have enough army to defend his own base, which is gonna get dived by those demi-lancers and all those yeomen as well. And we see a lot of men-at-arms in the mix. They're not really men-at-arms because they got other weapons in their hand. I don't know what the Earl Guards? Yeah, they're Earl
These are the
Guards.
Earl Guards. Yes, these are the men-at-arms replacements that Lancaster gets instead. And the Springles would be a really good answer to that. But the Demi-Lancers just get on top of everything. There's not enough frontline because all of the
No.
frontline is in LucifroN's base.
Yeah, there's not enough meat shield as we call it, and then the Springles, if they're exposed, they're really easily to take down. With the Geoman as well, if you just shoot them with arrows, the Springles just die so quickly. And Puppypaw is gonna go help his brother out, but the trapper ship still has to cross the river now. And meanwhile, VortiX already getting pushed back. Where are all those demi-lancers that we just saw?
They've all been cleaned up, and it's a one-off levy, right? It is a one-off button, and you
Yeah.
can't get any more until you have a wing guard. So right now, all of these yeoman archers are all on their lonesome. Problem is, they are faster than regular infantry, so they can just run away.
That's a really nice touch that you can choose when you want to engage, and if you get an engagement like, oh no, I can't win this, and you can just run away and reset. That's so powerful for a Civ to have
Yeah.
the option to run away. Are they also faster than H3 archers?
That is a good question. It is 1.31, I believe. And how fast are archery archers? As we see VortiX loading all of his army into a transport ship to move over, while
Yeah,
Puppy
and
is loading all of his army.
Lucifer's army. Look at Lucifer's army. This is going to the base of Puppy.
Did these guys scout it out? Okay, now we see them. But that is 32 units about to be unloaded next to Puppy's dog. Now he needs to know, right? He sees them unload. That could have been a really nasty snipe. That could have been a really nasty snipe on both sides, but unfortunately, just a little too late. Okay, are we sacrificing the other player? We have a fortress here in Puppy's base. We do have the manors with the Lancaster castle in VortiX's base. Oh, I think Puppy will die a little faster.
One player. This like LucifroN and VortiX diving on top of Puppy, and Puppy and Wam doing the same, diving onto VortiX. Like if they both manage to eliminate each other, like if Puppy dies and VortiX dies, I think that's in favor of Wam and Puppy.
Yeah, I think the base trade is not such a bad idea. The problem is the Lancaster base is very hard to push. While we see some sofas dancing under the town center here. Guys, come on. And in VortiX space, you actually have to kill the builds, and then you also have to kill 9 buildings that shoot arrows and have extra health. So it's
Buildings
a
can't
lot
run
more
away. The
damage.
buildings can't run away. And because he has so much army in the base, but we see a lot of spearmen coming out now. And the spearmen, do they have the Billman upgrade? That's really important to know. Do they have the Billman upgrade which reduces the armor of the opponent?
I mean, if they wouldn't, it's a feudal age upgrade. It is fairly spicy for feudal age as far as cost goes, but they do have it. Billman is in here, so every time they hit something, that unit will get -2 armor. That is melee and range.
Yeah, and the range
It does not
one,
stack,
that's
but
one
it gets
that's really,
extended.
the range one, that's really powerful because the Manners and the Lancaster castles shoot arrows, and if you get 2 ranged armor less, like if you got 3 armor, suddenly you only got 1.
I mean, the problem really is, look, we have the town center eradicated on each side. We have the manor slowly going down, but yeah, Puppy is actually. Oh my god!
Synchronized shot, saving the day, the nest of bees is exposed, the springle's going down.
See, problem is Puppy actually needs his villagers. But yeah, you saw that synchronized shot coming up. It is already halfway recharged. Nest of Bees would be a nice counter as we see the Horseman equivalent. The, what's it called? The Hobbitlar?
Hobblar.
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 The Hobblars.
But this is gonna be so painful. Like, I already imagine playing games and you're looking at your map, like building farms or something, and then you get synchronized shot and like your whole army's dead. Like in just a second.
If you stack up, it's like mango shots of old, where if you don't pay attention for 1 second, you have a giant hole in your army. It is not fun. But we do see Wam still applying a lot of pressure here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 dead manors, and as I said, we also have the second TC going down. He's going to try to deal some more damage, but I don't think he can. I think VortiX will be able to push him back now, and Puppy has really been hurting from these attacks. Oh god, look at that surround coming in. Another bee in the back, and it's just gonna get taken out.
Yeah, Puppy, I mean, Wam just doesn't have enough to beat VortiX army. VortiX just has too much, and they're also having a really tough time defending LucifroN's attacks on PuppyPaw's base. It seems they managed to push him back, but Wam's getting pushed back as well. I think Puppy lost a lot. Like, Puppy looking really bad with all those empty farms. Like, that looks really bad.
Yeah, Templars are hurting a lot here. You can tell by how LucifroN is already being on the other side. Looking at current resources, what do we have? We have VortiX. The fact that he just has 1300 gold lying around, and LucifroN also floating a lot there. This is the classic Jiggly float. I'm not quite sure, but it looks like he'll be floating to victory as things stand. Is Wam trying to go to Imperial is my question, because he's stacking up a lot. And is he just gonna be putting up a gatehouse and trying to play the long game, trying to support his teammate and stay in this game? Is that the play here?
I think, like, if he puts the gatehouse like in front of his farms, like he got his granary set up already, like the late game Chinese or Sushi Eco is so good. You can just spam units for days. I think Wam can carry for a very long time. But we see the age up coming somewhere, because I see a lot of resources gone.
Yeah, where is it? We see another
I think
wall
red
going up at the
sacred
bottom.
side.
Is he putting it at the sacred, or
Yeah.
it's next to the sacred, and he's also going Yuan as we speak. How many relics
He's
does
going
he
Yuan
have?
first. It's Yuan first before Imp.
Interesting. That is the greedy choice. Now, how many relics did he get? Is my question, Mr. Observer. How are we looking for the relics? He has 3 of them, so perfect setup for the pagoda. There will be a lot of passive income. Yay, more passive income. So yeah, Wam needs to greed out. He needs to be able to carry this game on his own, and for that he needs his final form. And VortiX doesn't really want to let him get there. We see a Berkshire come up in the middle. Wam is aware of this. He sees this, but most of his fighting force in the form of the Lancers is currently fighting on LucifroN's side.
Yeah, he's dealing with LucifroN's army, so he doesn't have enough to prevent the Berkshire. It's coming up really fast as well with all this village around it, hammering and tinkering away, and the rage is insane. So really good position for VortiX, really good security of that part of the map, and even a keep next to the big goal.
Oh my god, the Berkshire can actually just reach all the way to the gold, and
And Wham is like, no, I'm not having this. I'm not having this. Let's go.
this is yeah. So that
Yeah,
was
it's still 3
rough.
wins, 0 losses for House of Lancaster.
Oh, I really hope that in a 2 scenario, because the Knight Templar have that Knight Civ status pretty much, they could like cut out a win, but it's all Lancaster all the way.
Oh, they had a really good push on those manners, but Puppy just lost too much. And even though Vortex lost like 4 or 5 manners, it wasn't enough.
Yeah,
Like
I
they
mean,
did more damage on Puppy than they did on Vortex.
look at the eco numbers. Like they're almost. Oh, nice overlay there. Thank you for this one. But basically, if we look at the resources gathered here, it's sure it is 2 players here, and we know that Puppy lost a lot, but Wham's number is still holding up, almost pushing that back there.
Yeah, like it's 109,000 against 69,000. Like, of course, it's like 10% more, but it's not like a huge amount.
By the way, real quick, for those wondering, it is not 0-0. That's just cow messing up. It is
Shots
right
fired.
now.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. It is now 2-1 for the Spanish Bros. But since we have really quick series, those guys actually are, as the chats as they are, have decided we will be playing. Wait, did I mess up? Yeah, I messed up. Never mind. Forget I said anything. I was in my head. I was on a best of 3, but no, we're in a best of 5. We're playing one
Yeah, best
anyway.
of 5. You're
Bart,
still not getting rid of
please
me.
don't let me make mistakes like that. That is embarrassing.
I was like, did we decide something else? Did I miss
No,
the
we
memo?
didn't decide anything
No.
else. Now let me
I've been
stare
so
at
busy
his
with my
map.
real work, like I could have missed the memo because I already had a lot of memos from King's Day from my work. So
No, it's like it is just rough in my head. It is a rough day. It is just getting better through War of the Broses. Every time I look at this overlay, I'm just happy.
yeah, the animations are terrific, and the pixel art is amazing, and then all these little knights and the
There's
flags waving even.
there's
That's so
a
cool.
map. There's a mod for StarCraft 1 where you have like these cowboy animation graphics instead of your usual units. I wish we could have these units for AoE4. Just saying.
Oh,
Can I
that would be
please
really
get
funny.
that? Can someone make that possible for me?
No, the
Anyway,
map's already decided. We see the Knights of the Templar for the Spanish Bro. We see Lancaster for the Dominion of Canada. And now we need to decide which civs are we gonna pair with them. The Knights of the Templar, are we gonna pair them with Ottoman?
I mean, you're on match point as the Spanish Bros. You have HRE and Ruse still. How do we have HRE and Ruse still left? And
I would
it is
pair them
going
with
to be
Ottoman.
really,
You know, yeah, Knight Templar with Ottoman because you got the Janissaries.
but that's a castle timing. Do you really want
Yeah,
to be
that's
going
true.
for that? Like,
Or
sure,
Knight
you have the
Templars
Civ that keeps them off your back, but you can also just go
with the
HRE,
meta and
which
a
will
lot of
be.
archers. You know, the classic mass archer.
I feel like you just pair it with HRE, and then you either go for that
Oh yeah, you
feudal
just
push into
Aachen. Yeah,
castle,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
or
Yeah, the
you
Aachen
just
on
go for
the
the
wood
straight
and
up
then
creep.
just make mass archer. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think E3 is more sensible. You're right. I trust your judgment. And then we
Dude,
get Japan with Lancaster.
what do you pair it with? Like both of these civs want to go or potentially want to go fast castle. Japan can fight a little bit in feudal so can Ayubit, but in general, you do want to have that castle fast knight pressure. And we do have the feudal knight civ come out. Double feudal knight
Okay.
civs for the Spanish
So wait,
bros.
wait, wait, wait. I got some feedback from our community.
Okay.
Let me fix it. Yeah, now you can see my face. Like, we're not having a ring light. We'll just use the mobile phone flashlight. It's beautiful. You know, now my face matches my voice. They're both
Thank
amazing,
you. Thank
magical.
Amazing. Huge.
Amazing. We could have done this at the garrison, like everybody with their flashlights around Louis
Yeah,
as the winner.
what's up with our audience? Everyone's complaining that it's so dark, nobody can see anything. That is on you guys. We would have had the technology. Everyone just take out their phone. No, that was. We apologize for that. It's not going to happen again, and that was rough. Anyway,
We
moving
do
on.
have Japan and Rus in the Civ choices. So it's Japan with Lancaster, but it's the Rus with Knight of the Templar. I did it. Horse archers. Let's go.
Do you just
I
play the
didn't know Tim for Tim
classic
was
fast
playing.
cut? No, too soon, Bart. Too soon.
Yeah. No, Tim for Tim is back, but he's playing as VortiX or LucifroN now, and then one goes a lot of knights, yeah, Kingdom of Friends, and then the other goes fast castle or archers, and then you just raid the hell out of them.
I like where you're coming from. Real quick, Roos got some changes. In particular, they got a nerf, meaning they need more harvested food from animals to reach a higher bounty. And that will actually be quite a significant nerf in my books for them. Because as it stands right now, if you go for a fast castle play, you will not reach the second stage of bounty, which buffs all of your food gathering a lot in feudal age. You will only get that in castle. As we see the double hunting cabin opening, that has not changed in the slightest. And we see VortiX spawning here in the south with his brother LucifroN. They're going to be playing VortiX as the Rus. We see LucifroN as the Knight Templar. And they're going to be facing off against our Canada bros as we see a second
Come
scout
on,
come
more
out.
hype.
More
Let's
hype!
go.
More hype!
No,
Canada bros
it's
in the
more hype.
northern spawn.
Yo, in the
With
northern
Cowwood
part of the
Show them.
map, in the Colorado, it's Wam01 playing as the House of the Lancaster. And you know what they say? A Lancaster always pays his debts. And in the color purple, playing as our Japanese, it's 1puppypaw.
There's nothing to add for me. That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Oh,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
wonderful.
I do try. I do try.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great, sweetie. Thank you, Cow. Yes, we're all okay. I'm not quite sure about you, but real quick, we have Puppy here with the back goal. The question is, what is Puppy gonna do? He's already out on the deer all the way in the back, as we see. Vortex's scout being a little trying to disrupt that as much as he can, trying to push the deer away and kill them on the outsides. So Puppy going for the increased cover rate early. I don't think he went for Tawara. Could we really quick check that? By the way, apparently it's fixed in the caster UI. We cannot use that because this is 2v2, but I'm looking so forward to that. We can see Japanese eco upgrades now.
Oh, nice. But yeah, we see the house on the berries. The deer pack is next to it, so that's a really nice spot for Poppy Paw, that's for sure. Getting a lot of food on a safe spot. It's even in the back of his base. We already see the Lancaster Castle again. I was hoping for Abbey of Kings somewhere, but I guess it's just not powerful enough.
I mean, in twos, you are in danger of getting pushed by a really hard all-in. And you can just have this landmark that gives your manners that are your main income, free arrow slits, and extra health. And it also protects your resources, and it shoots by itself.
Yeah, and the issue with the Abbey King, the Lords of Lancaster, they're melee units. So they're really slow. Like the King, it's really versatile in its use because you can raid for it, you can heal units with it, you can scout with it. But the Lords are just not fast enough.
Yeah, they're just a battle unit that gives 5% aura for health of surrounding units, and it stacks 4 times because you can only have 4 of them. So 20% extra health. It's really nice, right? It is very, very nice. And as far as stats go, they're a little bit sturdier than Men-at-Arms in the Feudal Age, but not quite Knight levels.
Yeah, the
So
biggest problem with them is that they have this big crown above their head, so they're pretty easily snipeable. And it's like a worse version from Jeanne d'Arc. And if you snipe one, immediately your whole army loses 5% health. Like it's too easy counterable. So I'm expecting a lot of Lancaster, even in solos.
unfortunately so. As we see Pilgrims immediately coming out for LucifroN. We saw that every single game for now. It is every single time we see the Kingdom of France coming out and the immediate Pilgrim opening. And we also see the second Pilgrim coming out now. This is the Sanctuary tech. Actually fairly expensive. Sorry, it's a fairly expensive 450 resources. And keep in mind, these are technologies researched in the town center. So you lose villagers for getting this.
Yeah, that's 450 resources. That's like half of TC. But if you can manage to secure those pilgrims, like if you can keep them safe, they can all go all the way to their favorite pilgrimage place, and they'll pay you for it.
I mean, basically, you're paying, I think that is less than 20 seconds research time for the upgrade to get more right there. They also don't cost, population space, as we see more manas going up. Yay! I feel like I'm gonna get real tired of that real soon. But
It's
right
pretty
now
obvious. It's pretty
we're
obvious.
not there yet. We're not there yet. But where was I going with this? Yeah, you pay 1 villager to get an extra pilgrim, and the villager will have 40 resources per minute for you. The pilgrim can go up to 100.
Yeah, but that's so funny. Like you're in the tone of your voice, it's disappointed dad voice. Oh, we got some manners again. Oh, yeah. Do you really have to do that? Like I'm already raising you for 5 years. Like get a brain.
I don't need a brain. I just need passive income. No, that was super mean. Sorry,
Income.
Lancaster
More
mains.
passive income.
I forget I said anything.
You need more
Anyway,
oil. You need more oil.
we,
Yeah,
we,
right.
need- we I need to be oiled up. We do have the double stable opening for LucifroN again. And we have VortiX here in the back, bringing the deer to his teammates. So it is Roos Pro Scouts for LucifroN.
Pro Scouts ain't completely dead yet. Like you can't use it anymore with all 16 civs, but like Rus or French, they're still good. French Pro Scouts has always been good, even season 1 when you had to do all the manual gathering. Oh, he's taking it all the way from the deer pack of Poppy and Wham! That's some balls right there.
Yeah, I mean, they're not expecting this,
Or do
right?
we
And
have to say
Puppy.
some bulls right there?
Oh, thank you, thank you. Puppy is going straight for that Castle Age timing, so we're gonna be I'll say probably, be seeing Mounted Samurai, but it could also be the Japanese version of the beautiful horse archer, the Onamusha, and that would be a really nice counter to these Chevalier that LucifroN is pumping out because they're heavy, and we do have the anti-heavy, the mounted crossbows, the Onamusha, as the option for Japan. As Kao shows us the pick sacred side to walk through, whatever that tech was called. Nice raid here by LucifroN. The villagers, by the way, they're just gonna be standing there and shooting. They do normal archer damage. These guys do 5 damage per shot. And the knights, these knight equivalents, the chevalier, they only have 2 ranged armor.
Yeah, so they got 3 damage. That's a lot of damage from just some short bows. It's the defensive Beric, I think it's called. The shooting of the short bows and the additional arrow from the town center.
I mean, I was thinking about picking up archery just as a hobby. So I don't know what it's called, but I'll take it. I'll take it. As we do see the floating gate coming up, no surprises there. What production building do we have set up for Puppy? There's a stable.
It's a classic stable. It's gonna be the mounted samurai that are really effective on a huge map because you got the mobility and you can raid all sorts of places. You can also raid the pilgrims. This gives you some map control, and the Onimusha are cool against heavy melee cavalry. But the Knight of the Templar, the Chevalier Confederates are already like weaker knights, so you don't really need to hard counter them. When you're mounted samurai, kinda counter them already.
Yeah. Speaking of kind of countering, we do have Wham with the Demo Lancer pick again. So far, it's been the same every game, guys. And now let's see how feudal Demo Lancers go up against these Chevalier Confrere, and so far looks decent. Numbers, of course, are in favor for the Canadians.
Yeah, and we got an even mounted samurai coming in now to tank all the damage. The picking up that one poor Chevalier Confederate, and another one trying to get away with a little bit of HP. Like, you're almost dead. Let me help you a little bit to go to heaven. We see a big engagement now, and this is gonna be cutting it close. Like, green has the numbers, but red and purple has the better units. But it's purple, it's red, it's Puppy, and it's Wham backing out right now.
Oh, the poor pilgrims just walking to their doom. By the way, I only saw this once, but they can actually get stuck if the map spawns unfavorably. Like there was a tiny cliff edge earlier in the map, and they just couldn't get up, and I had to choose a different sacred site. So there's still a little bit of quirks to be worked out, but for the most part,
tuning.
Yeah, how are you liking the pilgrim mechanic as a whole? Like, you're forced to go on the map. You get decent resources from it, but you need to invest quite a bit to actually get there still.
You know, it's still optional. Like, you could also go second TC and Pilgrim later in the stage of the game. It does give you a lot of resources, so it makes sense doing it quickly and try to keep map control. And night civs usually have map control, so I'm liking it. I'm also interested to see how those point of entries working out, like how big of an influence they will have on certain maps and on banning and picking in tournaments. Like players hate it or they love it. It does invite and incite to be more on the map, and that's always a good thing in my opinion.
Oh, couldn't have said it better. By the way, very nice high trade house, 162. That is not yet the third stage of the bounty, so that will still go up really nicely down there. And we have LucifroN and VortiX going for a little bit of chaos here with the horse archers. And yeah, Wham is currently not here. LucifroN just going to be wrapping around. Is he going to just be committing full to feudal? Doesn't look like it. We see the resources mounting up, so he'll be looking for a castle timing. They'll likely be pulling back now, just causing a little bit more chaos, but never taking a direct fight because they want to have those knights upgraded. I just call them knights. I need to stop. They are not knights. They are just chevalier.
The cavalier, confront. But yeah, like that's the classic thing to do, aging up and then throwing away all your army. So you gotta try to prevent that if it's all possible. Like you get this situation where your base gets pushed and you need to fight, but there's a lot of situations where you can just bluff, like I'm gonna attack you because I'm strong, and then you age up and then you run away and take the castle upgrade, and then you go back in. Wait on the goal, but no, I was like, no, let's not do that.
I mean, he only has a limited number of Demo Lancers. I think he also lost most of them already. He's just checking around. I think he's mostly looking for pilgrims to attack. Oh, this might be very scary here for Wham and Puppy, because if Puppy is not close by, Wham's army is super immobile. Puppy is fortunately fully close by. As Cow shows us the King's College upgrades, we have the Collar of Esses, which is a really nice upgrade, which gives you basically Ghazi upgrades. Then we have the Hill training in rugged terrain. It is just for your Hobbilars. It's just more charge, speed, and damage. Then extra trebuchet damage and extra health.
Yeah, but the W is +6. That's like the heavy maces, but then on your demi lancers.
How much is Ghazi damage? It's +3, right? You're right. It's heavy maces. Never mind. I was always comparing it to Ghazi, but it is actually heavy maces. Never mind. And the important one that Cow didn't show is the one that gives you the extra damage. Military tactics training right there. 20% extra bonus damage. So bonus damage, bombards do bonus damage to elephants. Spears do bonus damage to cavalry. Archers do bonus damage to light infantry. Crossbows do bonus damage to heavy. Oh yeah. And then we have the ships of the crown as the last one. It's going to be interesting to see if we get to see another map. Because the last one will be a water map. If that is going to come into play. But for now, let's watch this here.
We see a lot of King's Colors, like people feel really safe, don't really need the white tower like the English love to do. But the English, they go either white tower or King's Palace, which is kind of like a second town center. You can just make a second town center if you really want to. And that's the difference with King's Colors. They got a unique technology, so you gotta make a choice. And we got an engagement here at 1puppypaw's base, and the LucifroN's Chivalry Confer are just walking in. They're not even
Wham, where are
charging.
you?
And all those horse archers are trying to chip in some damage as well. But Wham here with all the spears chasing them away with a lot of human behind him, sniping a lot of horse archers as well. They can't go for the direct fight, but they can go kite, and they can kite for days with their mobility.
Keep in mind the yeomen, they do have extra range, so they are longbows in that regard. And I think that LucifroN and VortiX might just have tried to bait out the synchronized shot here and then take a big fight. But as long as that is still up, like if you go into a stacked up engagement against this mass of archers, there might just be a very circular shaped hole in your army in a few seconds.
Oh, nice raid on the gold. Couple of hills goes down, but at least he got like 6 or 9 mana or so. Horde archers sniping the Shinto priest with the Yoshishiro. That's a really good snipe. Chasing away a lot of villagers as well, trying to snipe more villagers on top, losing their lives. Meanwhile, 1puppypaw's mounted samurai getting chased around by all the Chevalier Confrere, pushing them back, trying to get as many eco kills as possible. They're all around his base. Spearmen coming in, and they're gonna be backing off for now.
Puppy's really hurting in this game, and LucifroN and VortiX actually going for a second raid on Wham's forward goal. They're finding a few vills there. They're doing a really good job, and Wham's army is just too slow to connect to anything.
Yeah, they're all over the place. Like we got some horse archers on the left, we got some horse archers on the top, we got some confreres on the bottom. It's like only the right side that isn't being attacked yet. And that spearman human army composition is just getting dragged around because he doesn't have any walls of yet. The map is just too open. The Spanish Bros are just picking off units and picking off villagers left and right, and just it's a war of attrition. And slowly but surely, Wham and Puppy are getting worn down.
Yeah, another good engagement here for LucifroN and VortiX. Can we check LucifroN's army real quick? Did he swap to Templar brothers at any point, or is he just going full Confrere? It's just full Confrere. It's nothing else. So the thing is, as soon as you hit Castle Age, these are basically still weaker knights, right? You could make actual knights, or rather slightly stronger knights that the Templar brothers have. The Templar brothers, which are your knight equivalent, and they are a lot more beefy. And they also cost more, but LucifroN just choosing to go for the cheaper units, and he got an interesting, unique upgrade that increases your charge damage the more heavy cavalry charges with you. So that's a nice synergy right there, Knightly Brotherhood. For each nearby cavalry gain, no, that's +1 max health. That's the Chivalry.
That's the normal one. Yeah, that's
the normal
one. Yeah.
Where's my charge upgrade?
I think it's locked behind the technology.
It's locked behind a technology that is horribly expensive, and I thought he was going for it. Unfortunately, he doesn't have it yet, and I just look like an ass now. But yeah,
yeah,
this one's also nice.
Because like the Confrere, they're a cheap unit. They buff each other with health, so they're really efficient
I didn't know about this
in trading.
Like, look at that. They're almost all dead. He just walked through 9 manors with arrow slits, and he does have less range defense than a normal knight. So these are basically these have just been thrown away. That's sure.
But they're luring the army away. All the army for Poppy and Wham are going to the north side again, and then Poppypaw base is being attacked by all those horse archers again on the left side.
Yeah.
It's just a battle of position.
It's real rough. I feel like yeah, Puppy's just full committing. He has double Yoroshiro in 2 stables right there. I'm still wondering why not the Onamusha play and let Wham be the fighting core of this army. But yeah, they know a lot better than me, so I can't question this decision too much. It's just yeah, as we said, the Spanish Bros are currently running circles around. Oh, say that
My
and jinx
God.
it! Oh no! Well, that was costly.
Exactly what we meant last game. Like one synchronized shot can take out like 30 horde archers.
That was a nice mango shot. That yeah, horrible.
Oh man, and that's a comeback mechanic. That's too good. Like the synchronized shot does too much damage, too spammable. It's like with the old mangonels. You could flip a game with them, and I think RTS should be more getting little advantages and building on those advantages. And of course, a little bit comeback mechanic is fun, but it shouldn't be that oppressive.
Yeah, I was comparing them to StarCraft Disruptors. And I wasn't actually being serious, but the more I see games like this, where you just completely delete anything that is in that circle, the more fitting it is. Except that Disruptors cannot attack on their own, and these guys, well, you know, they are still faster archers that do really good damage.
Meanwhile, they're both fighting for map control. We see some keeps coming up on important locations like the Big Gold, on the Stone, on the Sacred Sites. We got the Sacred Site running for VortiX and LucifroN as well. Because it's only 2 Sacred Sites on this map. We see some boards getting taken. VortiX walled LucifroN himself in. So they're pretty safe against enemy raids. Wham and Puppy still have a pretty open base, but they're trying to apply some pressure on the map right now.
Have we found the way to deal with the Lancasters? You just play full cavalry and you run circles around your opponent.
It's the classic French approach, you know, run circles around your enemy, try to get some veil kills because you always find some value, and then at some point the opponent just runs out of food and then you win the game.
By the way, Puppy did switch to Horseman, so he's no longer full knight. Guess he just thought, well, I have the banner band, I have better horsemen through that because I do more damage. But so much damage! It's ridiculous!
There's so much damage, all those joy points, it's really hard to connect with those human, and at some point, yeah, you don't want mangonels because you lose so much mobility. But the Archibald is so big that the only way to beat them is to have them out of position, which kind of seems so. But Poppypaw comes back in as the mid shield, so you can wrap around them, and then you can win the fight if you manage to circle around.
You say out of position as we see another keep going up, or rather a Templar fortress. And why? Okay, this Shinto priest has been forgotten apparently, but at least we got some attack pings. So VortiX will let Puppy know. Please pick up your kid. It has been forgotten. Wham and Puppy, they're just pulling back, sitting very defensively now, and they need to, right? We just saw what happens if they try to run after this. Meanwhile, VortiX is now imp, and LucifroN, if I look at those resources, might not be long in coming. Now Puppy and Wham trying to go for a timing attack now is my question. As we see Puppy actually mounting his own resources towards Imperial Age, where he would get free siege or extra free resources. And as I say that, he jinxes me and he spends a lot.
Okay, I don't know if VortiX goes for the high armor or the Spasket Tower. Like, high armor is the more standard choice, but we see an
They're so
engagement here.
stacked.
Do we already have the upgrade for the Horse Archer? Do we already have elite upgrades are not in yet? The third range defense upgrade not in yet. The
Some 20
precision
seconds
upgrading not
incoming.
in yet. Don't do this. Don't throw away everything just before you get in your upgrades. Synchronized shot.
Only gets one. That was, I think Wam didn't really want to use it right there. And now we have the elite horse archers in the backline. Direct fight, and synchronized shot is on cooldown. But Puppy has the much better front line. He has those Japanese knights with the deflective armor, and LucifroN's units have just been melting.
Yeah, LucifroN Knights are just not as good as the Mounted Samurai, and slowly but surely we get into this situation where the Horse Archers are really strong, but they need to guide all day, and are pretty close to your
Synchronized
own
shot
base.
should be coming off cooldown any second now.
True, Basket Tower doing on his work as well. Synchronized shot being missed.
Oh, did he bait it out? Did he only use it with like 5 of them and then waited for VortiX to feel safe?
I don't really know if he was like microing really well, or maybe Wham just missed it, misclicked, didn't use the mouse properly or something like that. But we see the Mounted Samurai cleaning up those Chevrolet Confer there in the top as well. So VortiX LucifroN bleeding a lot of units, and that keep ain't coming up as of yet. Wham shooting those horse archers, but they're backing off a little bit as well. Afraid of losing everything. They need their reinforcements. Reinforcements coming in, and that's not a lot of horse archers anymore, but they are a lot of human and a lot of mounted samurai right there.
This is an Imperial Rus. I mean, I say army, it's only horse archers, but like he cannot directly trade out with Wham's army. Like he just can't, even though he has Imperial units.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know if LucifroN VortiX really want to stack on the sacred side. I don't know what the timer on the sacred side is, but you won't be able to hold it with a tower and a keep and a little bit of army. They're getting chased away from the sacred side again, but that should be able to decap. The mounted samurai should be able just to stand on that sacred side, and he should have enough of them to decap.
Yeah. Puppy has surprisingly still quite a lot of mass off his knights there. LucifroN just can't seem to be getting any units on the field, though. He just is trading them off too fast. And keep in mind here, we are fighting under VortiX's keep this entire time, and it doesn't seem to be mattering too much.
Just diving onto the sacred side. That's a desperate play right there, but there's just too many mounted samurai. Yeah. You're not gonna hold that sacred side.
Decap's about to go. I mean, most of the yeomen are now dead. We maybe could get one more synchronized shot out, but it's only very few units left. They don't really do all that much anymore. Looks like this will be a...
We still need to deal with all those mounted samurai.
We still need to decap. Like... Where's the reinforcements?
Yeah, we still need to decap, but we can't deal with the mounted samurai with the horse archers and Confrères with Chevrolets. We got Streltsy coming in, and there's Streltsy tanking on top of the sacred side. VortiX LucifroN doing everything they can to get that sacred side into their...
It was so close, yet so far. And they don't think so. They don't think they can hold it after being broken once. I mean, LucifroN was really far behind at that point, right? You can't use the Pilgrims anymore. You're on 1 TC.
I didn't know what the exact timer was, but the sacred side victory was like the Hail Mary play.
I think we were still like 5 minutes away.
Lancaster.
We were still quite a bit away. It wasn't close.
Can we check that somewhere? I don't know.
I wish, but unfortunately, twos.
Seeing the skirmishers around it, it felt like a 2-minute or 1-minute timer. Let's say it like that.
They were very focused, but at the same time, oh my god. We found someone. We found someone who has a better economy than the manners. Rus is the answer, guys.
Rus? Who cares about bounties getting pushed up and we cared about pro scouts being nerfed. We still got the high trade out. We still got the hunting cabins. We can still take relics pretty quick with our sacred monastery and with our monks, our
This
horsey
is the
monks.
answer. This is the nerfed roost, and it's still so good.
Oh. So we're going to game 5. We're going all the way.
We're going all the way, and we're going to Shadow Lakes, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to a
Okay.
water map.
So, well, let me quickly remind me of my ring light.
I
Yeah.
should remind you of your ring light,
Whoop.
please.
Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, this looks good, right? This looks good. Something
By the
like
way,
this.
folks, because
Yeah.
I still have more duties tonight. I'll have to travel quite far tonight, so I'll have to be leaving in a few minutes. So we'll have some caster switch real quick, and we're going to a quick
Yeah,
break
well, I'm
for
gonna
that.
have a double cast switch if I'm correct.
No, Bart, don't
Yeah.
leave these people.
I know. I'm really sorry,
Who's
but
going to represent the dads?
the chats.
The chat.
We got some chats coming in to represent the dads. But yeah, like we talked about it. Like I was gonna swap out with you. Like I can't live without you. You're my soulmate.
Yeah, ever since we shared that room in Hamburg.
Yeah,
I
like we're like
shouldn't tell people. Never
two
mind.
hands on one belly.
Guys, as much as we'd love to stick around and make more dad jokes for you, we'll be handing off for the beautiful Maneas and Yak. And yeah, hope you guys still have fun with the show match. I'll probably be lurking in chat as I travel. Now you can put us to
Break
the other
time.
guys. The
Let's
others
go.
to do
Thank
do
you. Thank you.
the
See ya. Thank
thing
you for
and
watching.
the sell out and the stuff. Right.
Au
Laters.
revoir. Guten Tag.
All right, welcome back, guys, to our show match. Well, I guess best of 5. The Canadian brothers against the Spanish brothers. I'm Aeneas, with me, Yak.
Hello, hello.
And great to have this one last game going. And we actually have a little twist here. in terms of civilizations.
Yeah, I think we came at just the right time, just the match point. So pretty good time to come in for us. But let's see, the civs have been picked, correct?
Yes, the civs have been picked, and it is gonna be a mirror match. So House of Lancaster and Knights Templar on both sides. Um, so yeah, quite a fun little treat here for the last game. Let's start off with the players here on the northern side. We can start with VortiX playing in blue, the Knights Templar, together with the House of Lancaster on the left side. In green, played by LucifroN.
And
And
then there's
Wam playing the House of Lancaster on the other hand, and 1puppypaw as well with the Knights Templar. So again, a mirror, both new civs on the match here. I'm really excited. I do like the ideas, the design behind these civilizations. I like Knights Templar a little bit more than Lancaster, I have to say. But both civs, I think, really cool. And we've seen some great games so far, and so I'm really excited to see what a mirror match looks like, especially on water, by the way.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people share. I mean, in some
Oh,
ways, they complement each other very well, right? Oh, we got a. Is it a crash or some?
I think that's yeah, either crash or spawn issue. So we're back in the loading screen. I do not think that the game was decided that quickly. I would imagine a more even match. And so the funny thing is, we planned for a best of 5, and then we were debating whether we want to do a play all 5 or a best of 5, and turns out it doesn't matter. It was very close games overall. And
Yeah.
so we're just waiting on the match point here and seeing which team of brothers is taking the crown for the War of the Broses Showmatch.
What an amazing name, by the way. The War of
Yeah,
the Broses. I mean, this
yeah.
mirror match just, I guess, I'm sure we're gonna re-establish the game and same map and same matchups and everything like that. But I was gonna say, what immediately comes to mind in a water map is that the House of Lancaster has that unique upgrade in the Castle Age landmark, right? So, I mean, I'm sure we've all heard how overtuned or overpowered that House of Lancaster can be, but we've never really seen, or I personally haven't seen them on a water map. And in many ways, both new civs complement each other very well in a 2v2
Mhm.
scenario. So it'll be interesting to see how both the dynamics of water and kind of Cav from the Templars, and then also, of course, the large infantry mass from the House of Lancasters go.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also the Knights Templar with the Republic of Venice going into the Imperial Age, the Venetian galley having a unique unit there as well. It looked cool. I watched a video with about by Drongo about that. So it looked fun, and I would be interested to see how that plays out actually and how strong it is in a 2v2.
Yeah, hopefully we get a pretty evenly matched in terms of a lot of times on these water maps, especially on the 2v2, kind of aggressive style. It might not get as far into the game as Imperial,
Mm.
but if it does, we'll definitely see those unique ships, which could be interesting. But I
Yeah.
mean, after all, it is a mirror match, so maybe if it's a evenly matched players, evenly matched civs on this map, so you never know.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, like it could, it's kind of doubtful that it goes to Imperial Age all the way, because yeah, it is very aggressive and it can be over in a matter of seconds, with either the demo ships or maybe even some nice yeoman snipes. I heard Drunk said that it's pronounced actually yeoman and not yeoman, but I have no idea. We have to figure that out over time, I guess, with all the new civs units and all the unique names, which I love, by the way, that they have all these. They're not like, oh, that's an archer, that's a spearman, and like
Yeah.
they have like specific names that fit their, like the Slachta cavalry, for example, like the Polish army. That's really cool design. It's a little
Hmm.
bit difficult to remember all of them and memorize them, but once you get it down, it's very cool actually.
Yeah, Yeoman, Yaman, Yeah, boys,
Yeah.
all work, I guess.
Yo, man.
It's the
Yeah,
spirit.
boy.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, especially for Knights of the Templars, there's so many unique units and so many age up kind of combinations because there's 3 age up opportunities, right, for each uh, age up through his town center. So it kind of adds a different dynamic and a lot of different units, like you said, have historically based kind of names and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, when I first look at it, of course, I have no idea how to pronounce that. I think when I said Con Free Free for the first the horseman or not the knights variant, so I'm definitely not a very
Mm,
reliable in terms of how to pronounce these uniqueness, but definitely cool that they
yeah.
add that. I mean, like you said, it's variant civs, but it's so variant that essentially it's its own civ, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the misconception that we sometimes have when we hear it's a variant civ. It's like it takes some of the like the elements, graphical and voice lines and all that, but it plays out completely different. Even the House of Lancaster, they don't have the cheaper farms, they don't have the improved farms, they don't have the enclosures, they don't have the network of castles. And so it actually plays like, yes, of course, it's kind of like the baseline is in the English map, English Civ, but it plays completely different. It has kind of different strengths and weaknesses than the classic English would have. So definitely gonna be yeah, cool to see how how the meta shifts maybe, um, and how that
Yeah,
might influence how we view other civs even. Like for example, Byzantines, they got a slight nerf with the cisterns with the cost, which yeah, I have to see how we would how to build all the changes with that, because you might have to go Dark Age Stone or whatever to get the first cistern out. And that definitely hurts them a little bit in terms of where they stand
yeah, of
as
course.
a strength in the Civ. And Pro Scouts got a nerf as well, which I think most of us appreciate. And so that also shifts the matter. HIE got a buff again, with the monasteries. So that's which I like, by the way. I think that's a really cool change. And it fits the theme and the idea of the Civ. But we're gonna see, like, we have to see if it's balanced yet, or if there's gonna be some changes in the future.
Yeah, I mean, specifically for the HRE changes, I think it could, I'm not sure, but it could give it more leeway to already a little more popular Minework play.
Hmm.
So if you can forego that initial boost of economy from the Chapel, which, I mean, it's a big thing, big sacrifice, but maybe if you can get enough tempo, enough damage and fuel age, and when you age up, because you have so many prelates in the fuel age, because you don't have that Aachen Chapel, secure those relics, and then the way you think about it, I guess, is that instead of a mill, which is 50 wood, you build a monastery that's 200 wood, but it buffs all the
Yeah.
uh, farms around it. So it's kind of a unique mechanic. Of course, the imperial changes are also very interesting in terms of the more keeps you build, the more I mean, also the unit designs, I will say, is very good. Cool looking for the hand cannon cavalry and stuff like that. So definitely a lot of changes, a lot of activity, a lot of dynamic shifts. Like you said, of course, the pro scouts change. So a lot of different things that are going on with this DLC that need to be figured out as time goes on.
Yeah, and the way you explained how the way HIE is played shifts, I like that. I haven't thought that far, just because I'm not an HIE main, and I haven't really thought into what could happen there. But yeah, it's true. It actually could be more mine work favored matter in the future, just because there's other ways to buff your eco and not just the Aachen Chapel
Yeah,
in the early game. Um,
yeah,
and so yeah, just
exactly.
I don't know. Like I love every new patch just because it changes so many things, and it always feels like kind of like a fresh Age of Empires.
Yeah,
Every few months or so. And so I for one really like patches and just different things. Also in a sense, like I was explaining to my wife actually the other day what a patch is. And I
yeah,
said that it's like a different word for like a band-aid as well. So like you're kind of fixing the game and like making it like more whole, I guess.
yeah.
So I think that's a nice way to think about a patch, not just like, oh shit, I have to learn some new stuff, but also it improves the game in a sense. And so like
Yeah,
in
of
an
course.
ideal world, at some point, you wouldn't need to have any more patches because the game is perfectly balanced, which obviously will never happen, but that's kind of like the goal, I guess.
Yeah, I mean the patches are, of course, a lot of fixes, and most of them we probably don't hear about
Mm.
because they probably don't bring up every single little fix that they fix. But patches are also about, like you said, shifting, kind of getting some fresh dynamics in the game, not just new civs each patch, but uh, I mean even a little change can affect the game in such a significant ways that you don't even intend to. So I mean it's really hard to change the balance and get that balance right. And like you said, it's never going to be perfect. But even if the game was perfect in terms of balance, I'm sure we'd all appreciate the patches just in terms of the excitement and the change. Uh, yeah.
I'm sure we would. And with that, we're back into the game. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is the best of 5. Last game of this show match, War of the Broses, LucifroN and VortiX, the Spanish brothers on the one side, and 1puppypaw and Wam on the other side. The map, if I'm not completely mistaken, is Shadow Lake. So one of the new maps with a nice little sacred site in the middle as well.
Yeah, yeah. It's so everything about this game is new. It's just straight off the DLC, both in terms of the mirror and in terms of the map. We do see some scout aggression on that initial dock for Wham, but it looks like should be fine. Yeah, I mean this dynamic in terms of there's plenty of deep sea fish in the middle, so definitely a more water / hybrid map. Everybody's on water, and I mean, like you said, in terms of the variant civ, House of Lancaster, I think the only thing that's different is the short bows and the admiralty, right? I think, if I'm not mistaken, on water. So initially, that would probably be some sort of difference in the what's it called? And cheaper. Oh, sorry, cheaper ships. I'm sorry. I think that's what it is. But yeah.
I believe that's correct. And also another thing, so with it's a variant civ from the French, the Knights Templar, but the docks they don't provide the 10 population
Mhm.
that the French and Jeanne d'Arc civilizations get. And so again, it is like treated as a variant civ in a way, but it definitely plays out way different here. And as our cows are pointing out, the fishing boats a little bit cheaper, 67 gold wood instead of 75. And so yeah, all players actually very heavy on water here.
Oh,
I believe
interesting.
like usually in team games you see that like not everyone is on the water at the same time. Like some like go for more for like a fast castle kind of play, or they used to go for pro scouts, or be aggressive on land, and the other one was trying to boom on water. But all 4 players actually on the water right now, and it is a mirror match, like in every sense of the word.
Yeah. I mean, in a lot of situations, in like more, if there's more players on the game, like a 4v4, for example, then some players might not go water. But in a situation like this, where you kind of fight for water for both of the 2v2, I think it's pretty unsurprising that both players go for water. We do see French age up for both, so a lot of cav going, and the first military ships coming out, full force.
Yeah, so both Knights Templar players choosing the Kingdom of France military units, 15% produced faster, and they cost 5% less gold, which I guess also counts for ships. I haven't tested that one, but that should also be for ships, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I assume so, but Vortex does lose. I think it was a 2 or 3 fishing ships from a demo, and also connected for the Sprinal ship. So a tough loss there, and we do see Wham with the harassment on the other side, try to idle out the fishing eco, and I think got a villager just causing trouble in these 2 docks.
Yeah, the villager barely got away with like 1 or 2 health, but definitely some good idle time here caused by Wham, not Wham, sorry, and yeah. as to be expected on a map like that, especially with players of that caliber, a lot of early aggression on water. We see one of the Lords of Lancaster here on the aggression. Doesn't have the healing, by the way, as the regular English king has. So if he wants to heal up, he needs to go back to the Abbey of Kings, which in comparison heals very fast, 6 health per second. And a nice demo shot here we see on the northeast side of the map of the lake.
Yeah,
A lot of mission reports here actually. A lot of aggression. It's kind of hard to keep track sometimes. It's fun to watch water fights, but it's also very very hard to keep track here. And demo ship on the hunt, looking for a nice flank here.
Yeah, I mean, VortiX and LucifroN are known for this kind of water aggression, right? They're very excellent at it. And VortiX was pressuring PuppyPaw very well. It looks like it did a lot of damage in terms of fishing eco. And like you said, we haven't really talked about the Abbey of Kings, but I believe that it kind of increases health in nearby units. I don't know if that works on ships too, so I don't know if that's what is going on, but definitely the biggest fight in terms of the action is on top of the lake. And both Wam and Puppy are kind of focusing on this area.
Yeah, it should actually be as well on the ships if they're close enough. It just says military units, so I'm not 100% sure if it works on them. But it could be. I mean, I don't know if the lords will actually move that close to the shoreline, but since most fights are happening kind of close to the shore, that could in theory actually play a role. And Lords of Lancaster, since the infantry unit's not really that great for raiding, they're kind of slower guys. Pretty beefy, pretty tanky, but not as practical for the aggression as the king is. So I don't actually know what they're gonna do with them besides maybe buffing their units.
I mean, it's a lot of times hard to kind of gauge how these water fights are going, but it looks like because VortiX were able to kind of put that initial pressure on, kind of damage the fishing eco and more, especially with those demo ships. I think PuppyPaw, because Wam is also having to send up ships to defend, right? PuppyPaw's side of the lake. So LucifroN and VortiX are going. Oh, all these demo ships are getting brutal, and it looks like there's not enough galleys to be able to protect these Springlow ships. So a lot of Springlow ships going down, both for Wam and PuppyPaw. So it looks like, and I mean, like we said, right? These water maps.
Wow, yeah, I think that's actually legit surrender this time. A beautiful connection with the demo ships here by LucifroN, and as you mentioned, incredibly well played here on water. Both, the Spanish brothers, really, really strong players. And incredible to see how close, how fast that game actually ends. It's just a couple of boats lost, but you know that there's no coming back from there, and it would just snowball from there. And so, I guess good call to call it at that. And very well played by both teams, but especially LucifroN and VortiX. Glad to see them. And playing the new civs on such a high level. Well, that was actually really fun.
I mean, we didn't quite get to the Imperial Age Templar ships, but I mean, we definitely plenty of water action there. And like I said, I mean, the Spanish brothers are known for this, right? They're very, very excellent in this type of water, hybrid water map situation. In that water eco from PuppyPaw's demo ship, but immediately reeled back and just constant pressure both on the side of PuppyPaw up top and Wam, and it's just kind of onslaught of these but like micro intensive water fights and a lot of demos. This is what the Spanish brothers are known for, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I think we saw a good showcase showmatch of the new civs. What they're capable of, and maybe with which civs they work really well with. I personally think that Knights Templar and Delhi will be an incredibly incredibly strong team, just because of the synergy with the sacred sites, and you can. Delhi sometimes used to wall off the sacred sites. You don't need to do that if your Knights Templar mate is putting a fortress on that. And then you just snowball from there. So I think there's some really really cool synergies. in the making with those new civs coming out. And again, like I just got downloaded the DLC yesterday, like most of us, and so excited to see it in the next coming weeks. So yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
basically everything from our side. Big shout out to Sherman King for sponsoring this event here, at least for a big chunk of it. Thanks also for 1puppypaw, Wam, LucifroN, and VortiX for being here, making it all possible. And of course, Yak for you also being part of this, even though it was just short.
Short but sweet.
Yeah, short but sweet. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
But
yeah,
we
I
did
mean,
get
if
the
you
decider match. Even though it was short but sweet, both in terms of our casting and the decider match. Very quick water map. But yeah, like you said, I do have to say that this overlay, this design with this pixelated kind of, it's very very cool. I know some people also mentioned in the chat, but definitely very well done.
yeah, definitely. The funny thing is, I'm usually not a big fan of pixel art, but when I first saw it, I was like, oh damn, I'm sold. Like this is so
Yeah.
fire, and it looks really really cool. And
The
it
Civ
just,
maps,
I don't know,
the
it
Civ
just fits.
flags too. It's all
Yeah,
like part of it. It's very good. Yeah,
yeah,
nice
it all
synergy.
fits and comes together in a very beautiful way. So very well done by all who worked on that. I know Sherman King did some, and Cal did some, and I believe Ascalad was involved there as well. And so yeah, just yeah, I don't know. I think it's great to see the community come together and create something like this, like both in terms of graphical stuff, but also in terms of the event here. Having this show match right when the DLC hits, just to show what the Civs are about, and yeah, I think we're in a good spot in terms of community.
Yeah, and plenty of showcasing into the new civs, right? In various different maps, various different dynamics, both on water, both on land, both on different combinations. And 2v2 is especially interesting because these civs kind of complement each other. And like you said, for example, Templar and Delhi, how they could complement each other, and just kind of these different civ bonuses, how they kind of mesh together. And it was kind of fun to see. But yeah, like you said, definitely a very interesting and close series. I mean, I understand that just going in the last map and a water map against the Spanish Bros could be difficult, but how drafts and maps work, and it was definitely a great series. And like you said, short but sweet for us. Uh,
Mm.
but I'm sure it was a great day of games for our viewers.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I watched all of them when I was, waiting on the sidelines. A lot of fun. And again, just seeing the Civs and how they, like, getting a sneak peek of how they might be played in the future with the meta and stuff. So we saw a lot of Kingdom of France, for example, with the Knights Templar. So that's definitely a strong favorite for now, at least. I could also imagine that the Knights Hospitaller, they are also really fun. So they could also, in some certain matchups, be in a lot of in a good position. But yeah, I think it was a good sneak peek. So I really enjoyed it watching the games. And with that, I believe we are ready to raid someone. I don't know if Cow wants to jump in and say if favor us with a few words. Nope. Okay. I think that's all we're gonna hear from the man today. But yeah, Cal, as always, thanks for being the man behind the scene here. And being being you, I guess. I don't know. I'm not good at that, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, so guys, thanks for watching. If you wanna join our weekly tournaments, we host weekly tournaments every weekend on Saturday for basically all skill levels from bronze up the way to Conqueror 1, Conqueror 2 around that. Every 2 weeks around that, we host the VortiX Club, which is open for all skill levels, so all the way up to Conqueror 5 or whatever you wanna, and they're all free to join. We're community funded, so if you liked what you saw, you can also support us on Matcherino, or just follow us and help us grow in numbers as well. We really appreciate it. Thanks again for Sherman King. and everybody who made it possible. And with that, I'm ready to hand it over to whoever we're gonna raid.
Yeah, looks like we're going for VortiX, and LucifroN, VortiX, they're all PuppyPaw, they're all streaming, so VortiX should be a good place to continue in terms of some excellent AoE4 gameplay.